It's time for Arkansas Travelers Baseball. Brought to you by AT&T, Coca-Cola, Allstate Insurance, ICT Technical Institute, Miller Lite, and Arkansas Federal Credit Union. Now, let's head to the ballpark for the ICT Tech pregame show. Here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Phil Elson.
Live from Springfield, Missouri, Arkansas Traveler Baseball is on the air. Hello again, everybody. A very pleasant good evening to you. Welcome to beautiful Hammons Field here in Springfield, where tonight minor league baseball and the Texas League present the Arkansas Travelers and the Springfield Cardinals, Game 3 of a 5-game series. Another spectacular night here in the Ozarks Plateau. Thanks for tuning in to the Travelers radio broadcast. I'm Phil Elson on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE. Brad Hicks is back at the studios, and you're tuned in to the ITT Technical Institute pregame show. Well, it'll be Game 3 of the series. Travs have won the first 2 games, blasting 6 home runs, a season high, and a 15-11 win last night over the Cardinals. So by winning the first 2 games of the series, the Travs have now gotten to a game over 500 in the second half, 16-15. They're just 1 game in back of the first-place Wichita Wranglers, who were handed an improbable loss yesterday, 16-11, after Wichita scored 8 runs in the first. They still lost by 5. The Cardinals, meanwhile, have lost 6 consecutive games coming into this one. They've dropped 8 of their last 10 and have fallen to 5 games out of first. It's 12-19. The Cardinals have the second worst record in the second half here in the Texas League. Springfield has had some trouble fielding the baseball recently. They committed 13 errors over their previous 5 games. There were 3 passed balls committed by the Cardinal catcher Gabe Johnson yesterday, and Springfield allowing all those home runs to the Travs last night, 6 of them after not giving up a homer over 4 games. Looking to our matchup on the mound, the Travs will have righty Rafael Rodriguez taking the hill for his 17th start at AA. Rafi pitched 7 very effective innings on Tuesday in a 7-2 win over the Tulsa Drillers. So he's working on a couple extra days rest. He's 4-5 since coming to AA with a 7.12 ERA. And returning to Springfield, where the last time Rafi pitched, he suffered an 11-1 loss and was ejected for intentionally hitting a batter. So he makes his return to Springfield. It'll be very interesting to see how he does against a team that has scored 15 runs against him in 2 starts. Meanwhile, the Cardinals send their third-round pick in the 2004 draft, Eric Haverer, to the mound, a left-hander out of Southern Illinois University. It'll be his 4th start at AA in 3 games with the Cardinals. Haverer is 1-1 with a 5.51 ERA. Came up from Single-A Palm Beach, where he put together 4 wins, 7 losses, and a 3.83 earned run average. First pitch is set for about 17 minutes from now. This is the ICT Tech pregame show, and earning a degree may not be as difficult to fit into your life as you may think. The ICT Technical Institutes offer traditional or online programs. If you want to find out more, just go to www.itt-tech.edu. Plenty to talk about. There's the news across the Texas League and the Angels Farm Report. That'll be next on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
At one time or another, we all want to change the world in which we live, make it a better place. Introducing the new ITT Tech School of Criminal Justice. At ITT Tech, we now teach the fundamentals of the criminal justice system, along with the technology to help respond to and prevent crime. ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Hey guys, want another beer?
Another what?
Another beer.
I didn't have a beer. Did you have a beer? I don't think so.
Yes, you did. These beers right in front of you. Remember you ordered them from me?
Where? I mean, I remember eating the wings. Yeah, the wings were good. Are you sure we drank the beer?
Look, you guys came in, you ate the wings, you drank the beer.
Huh.
Whatever. You guys want another round?
Of what?
Beer.
Yeah, that sounds great. You want a beer?
I would love a beer. Next time, try the light beer with the taste you won't forget. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
My mother said no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. VC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take VC for stress headache, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take VC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Asheboro, NC, and my pain reliever is VC.
Use directed.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
A simply beautiful day here in Springfield, 95 degrees with winds from the south-southwest at 16 miles an hour. Fair skies, and it's going to get down into the mid-80s by the time our ball game is complete. Phil Elson with you on the ITT Tech pregame show. It's the Travs and the Cardinals getting set for Game 3 of a 5-game series. First pitch is set for about 15 minutes from now. Well, a banner day in the Texas League. There was some history made in the league yesterday. We'll tell you why it is historical after we let you know what happened. Tulsa yesterday coming from 8 runs behind in the 8th inning. They beat the Wichita Wranglers 16-11. The Wranglers scored 8 runs in the first, capping that big inning with Chris Lebanski's grand slam. He would go on to hit 2 homers in the ballgame. Wichita in the game connect on 4 home runs. The Drillers hit 3 of them with Joe Gaetti capping their first comeback with a grand slam in the 4th inning. And the Drillers would take a 9-8 lead into the bottom of the 5th, give up a couple of runs, and fell behind. But the Drillers would make no doubt as to who was going to pull away. The Drillers would score 7 times in the last 3 innings, holding Wichita to just 1 run. And so the Drillers shocked Wichita with a 16-11 ball game. Check out the pitching line on Jack Greinke, who had a very poor performance. He sent down the first 9 Tulsa batters and then hit a batter with a pitch. And because there's been each team getting a batter hit, the umpires threw out some warnings to the ball club, and Greinke seemed to fall apart after that. He gives up 9 runs, 8 of them earned on 8 hits, and 2 homers in just 4 2/3 innings. Judd Songster picks up the win for the Drillers, goes 2-0, and Devon Lowry, the loss, falls to 2-1. Gaetti with that grand slam. That was a big hit for the Drillers. They got a home run from Christian Colonel, and Joe Kushansky connected on his 25th, leading the Texas League. So that dropped the Wranglers to a 17-14 record, 1 game in front of the Travs, who are 16-15. Tulsa, with the win, pulls to within 3.5 games at 13-17. Meanwhile, Springfield pulls up the rear, 12-19 record, 5 games out. Over in the South Division, another big slugfest with Midland beating Frisco 10-9 in a ball game that went extra innings. They played 14 innings yesterday at Citibank Ballpark with Kurt Suzuki going 2 for 7, knocking 3 runs. Brent Colamarino hit his 10th home run of the year for the Rockhounds. And the Frisco Rough Riders got a home run from Ben Harrison, his first at Double-A. And over at San Antonio, the only game that didn't see one team score at least 10 runs, the Missions hit 3 homers to score all their 6 runs, and San Antonio beats Corpus Christi by a 6-4 final score. Jason Bourgeois hit a 2-run shot in the first off Chance Douglas. Guillermo Kairaz hit a 3-run homer off Aaron Williams in the 7th, and Vladimir Valentin capped that 7th inning with his 18th home run of the year, a solo homer. Winning pitcher for the Missions, Ryan Fearben, goes to 8-7, and the losing pitcher, Williams, for Corpus Christi, gave up 2 runs in just a third of an inning, blows the save, and falls to 5-5. So San Antonio breaks the 2-way tie for first, and now it is the Missions ahead of Corpus Christi by 1 game. San Antonio 19-12, Corpus Christi 18-13. Midland winning their 2nd straight, keep within 1.5 games at a 17-13 record, and Frisco with the league's worst second half record, 11-20, 8 games out. Where's the history, you ask? Well, 21 homers were hit in the Texas League yesterday, which ties the all-time one-day record for teams in the Texas League. We had mentioned it yesterday that the league record for homers in one game by one team was Corsicana in 1902. It 21 homers, beating Texarkana by a 51-3 final score. Well, you had 8 teams yesterday combined for 21 homers to tie that all-time league record. And 83 runs scored in the league yesterday, which is just 10 runs shy of the league record, which was set back in 1895. So yesterday in the Texas League, July 24th, 2006, will go down as one of the biggest run outputs in league history for going by all 8 teams. Today in the league, you've got Midland hosting Frisco at 7 o'clock. Andy Walker for the Rough Riders. David Bradley, 6-8 record for Midland. Wichita hosting Tulsa. The Wranglers look to Neil Musser, who is 4-1, while the Drillers go to Stephen Register with a 2-7 record. Corpus Christi's Troy Patton makes his Double-A debut. He is the new starting pitcher for the Corpus Christi Hooks, subbing in for Matt Alberts, who was promoted to the Houston Astros just last week. Patton makes his Double-A debut against the Mission's Travis Chick, so that's a great pitching matchup at Wolf Stadium today. And we'll keep you updated on what's going on across the league as we go throughout the broadcast tonight. Quickly a look at the AgPro Farm Report, what's going on around the Angels system. Halos doubled up Tampa yesterday 8-4, with John Lackey winning his 9th of the year, giving up just 2 earned runs, 4 total over 8 innings, struck out 7 and lowered his ERA to 2.89. Garrett Anderson was 3 for 5. Meanwhile, Juan Rivera blasted his 15th home run of the season, and Adam Kennedy knocked in 3 runs with a double. So the Angels, with the win, have now won 3 in a row, and they pulled within a 2-way tie for first with the Oakland A's at 51 and 48. And today the Angels are taking on Tampa Bay once again, and it is Irvin Santana looking to help the Angels play a 3rd straight win. Santana, who picked up a loss in his last time out, and right now it is a 0-0 score going into the top of the 4th at Tampa Bay. Around the minors, Kendry Morales was optioned down to AAA Salt Lake. He had really been struggling recently after a big surge over his first 5 games, so Morales down to AAA Salt Lake. Curtis Pride has been brought up by the Angels, replacing Morales on the 25-man roster. And Dallas McPherson had a setback in his comeback from back problems, and he's even contemplating surgery for the pain that he's been suffering through. And it's really been the last 4 years that Dallas has had all the trouble with his back, and may cause the end to his 2006 season a little prematurely. Down at AAA Salt Lake, the Bees were a loser to Tucson 3-2. Joe Saunders takes a tough loss, gave up just 3 runs on 8 hits in 8 innings, dropped to 10-4. Mike Elward drove in both runs for the Stingers with a 1-for-3 night. Rancho Cucamonga shut out Lake Elsinore 9-0. Carl Jelena goes the distance. A 4-hitter struck out the last batter of the game for his only strikeout. It was his 2nd win at Double-A, and a homer hit by Cliff Ramol, and he finished 2 for 4 with 4 runs batted in. Cedar Rapids was a loser 8-4 against Kane County, and the Orem Owls pulled to within a 2-way tie for first in the Pioneer League South Division, beating Casper by a 3-2 final score. That's the Angels AgPro Farm Report, brought to you by AgPro of Central Arkansas, located in Pine Bluff, Maumelle, Stuttgart, and England. AgPro is proud to feature outstanding John Deere products, and you can sign up for a demo of some of John Deere's best equipment just by going online to agprocompanies.com. Travs and the Cardinals, first pitch set for about 8 minutes. We'll have the starting lineups next on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better because 2 great companies have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most. Yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and FCC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with voice services, digital satellite TV, high-speed internet, and singular wireless. Learn more at thenewatt.com. Introducing the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not have...
But think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
0 is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste, 0 calories.
If you haven't been able to quit smoking for yourself, think about the people around you. Every year, secondhand smoke kills more than 40,000 non-smokers and causes over 400,000 cases of severe asthma in children. Call 1-866-NOW-QUIT. Now. Stamp out smoking. A Healthy Arkansas initiative from the Arkansas Department of Health and Human Services.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
We'll have a look at our starting lineup here on the ITT Tech pregame show. But first, a reminder that Bachelor of Science degrees are available in a number of fields from ITT Technical Institute. You can find a program of your interest at itt-tech.edu. I'm Phil Elson here at Hammond Field. We're getting set for Game 3 of a 5-game series. Travis could win the series with a victory tonight. They've won the first two by final scores of 6-4 on Sunday and 15-11 last night. Here are the starting lineups for the Cardinals. Springfield comes in 12-19 on a 6-game losing streak. Overall record, they're 51-48. They'll have Sean Boyd leading off out in center field with Mike McCoy, the shortstop. Juan Richardson playing first base, and the cleanup batter is right fielder Nick Stavinoha. 31-year-old DH Amari Marti bats fifth with Cody Harther playing left field. Travis Hansen is third base batting seventh. Jarrett Hoffpauir playing second base, and Gabe Johnson rounds out the Cardinal starting nine. He will catch. That's Boyd, McCoy, Richardson, Stavinoha, Marti, Harther, Hansen, Hoffpauir, and Johnson for Chris Maloney's Springfield Cardinals. That's the exact same lineup Maloney has gone to in every game of the series. The Arkansas Travelers, a Double-A affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. They've put together a 16-15 record in the second half, just one game out behind Wichita. 40-61 overall. By the way, this season's series is in favor of the Cardinals. These teams have played 16 games. Cards have won 10 of them. Leading off today will be right fielder Nathan Haynes with Dwayne Bacon batting second in left field. Brandon Wood, the shortstop. Matt Brown cleans up. He'll be at third base. In center field tonight, Terry Evans. Traveler DH bats sixth. Greg Porter. Bobby Wilson will catch with Matt Pauley playing first base. And rounding out the Trav starting nine, second baseman Eric Roslin. That's Haynes, Bacon, Wood, Teal, it's Haynes, Bacon, Wood, Brown, Evans, Porter, Wilson, Pauley, and Roslin. And you heard me mention Teal there. Aaron Teal not in today's lineup. He has fouled a couple of balls off of his left ankle, and he's got a deep bruise on his left ankle. And he is available for pinch hit duty today, and we certainly could expect to see Teal in the starting lineup tomorrow with Ty Boykin, just as a precautionary measure, giving him a chance to rest that left ankle. Teal does not start today, and instead Dwayne Bacon will get the start in left field. A close-up look at our pitching matchup. We've got each team sending a young pitcher to the hill tonight. For the Travs, it is right-hander Rafael Rodriguez, 21 years old, from the Dominican Republic, who's making his 17th Double-A start. 4-5 record, 7.12 ERA. Rafi has worked 84 2/3 innings, has allowed 112 hits with a league-high 22 homers, 36 walks, 56 strikeouts in the league, bats .325 against him. Rafi won all three starts at Single-A Rancho Cucamonga and was promoted to the Travs in mid-April. Eric Haberer takes the hill for the Cardinals. He is a 23-year-old left-hander out of Bloomington, Illinois, makes his fourth Double-A start. He's a third-round selection by St. Louis in 2004 from Southern Illinois University. He's gone 1-1 in 3 starts with the Cardinals, 5.51 ERA, working 16 in the third innings, given up 14 base hits, walked 12, struck out 10, and the Cards are 1-2 in his starts. While Haberer pitched at Single-A Palm Beach, he made 17 starts, won 4, lost 7, and had a .383 earned run average. Texas League umpires crew. It's Aaron Banks behind the plate tonight with Rob Hansen at third base, and the crew chief is Jason Stein. He will be over at first. The baseball buddies have taken their positions on the field. The Cardinals ready to come out of the first base dugout, and the fans still coming into their seats here at Hammond Field on a beautiful Tuesday night. We've got Game 3 of a 5-game series coming up next. First pitch after this commercial break on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Sid Gutierrez had a childhood much like you'd expect growing up in 1960s New Mexico. A lot of sun, a lot of sky, and a lot of dreams about what you might be when you grow up. After school, many of Sid's friends went on to work for local factories and businesses. Some moved away, but none moved as far away as Sid. Sid Gutierrez is recognized as the first Hispanic to pilot a space shuttle, and he's a member of the International Space Hall of Fame. But before he went into space, he went to Webster University. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success.
Want to buy a new car? Take a dream vacation, remodel your home, or finance just about anything? You can use the equity in your home to make it happen. Right now, Arkansas Federal Credit Union has a home equity line of credit with a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees. Plus, it's easier than ever to access your home equity loan using Arkansas Federal's Visa Platinum credit card. No checks, no hassles. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000.
We are Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDSC, North Little Rock.
Okay, here you go. The perfect house. So you ready to put in a bid? Oh, what? It's a pretty tight market, and I'd really hate to see you lose out. It's the first house you've shown us. Yeah, isn't that great?
Now working with the Century 21 agent. Century 21 agents pledge to keep showing you properties until you're satisfied. Only Century 21 agents offer the Century 21 service pledge to help reduce the stress of buying real estate. Century21.com. Real estate for your world.
The Century 21 pledge is offered by participating offices. Each office is independently owned and operated.
When good spark plugs go bad, even a drive in the country is in jeopardy.
Hey, spark plugs, let's get Captain over some performance anxiety.
I don't understand. This never happened before.
Yeah, whatever.
Her performance letting you down?
Who's this guy?
Autolite XP Extreme Performance Spark Plug, ma'am.
You seem different from the other spark plugs.
I have iridium-enhanced fine wire technology for faster ignition and optimum performance.
Ooh, that's hot.
Autolite, it's time to change your plug.
Well, Phil, it's Corker Car Night at Ray Winder Field Tuesday, August the 8th, and the Arkansas Traveler team, we've got them. We're the largest Corker car dealer in the state, Wild Phil, and we're not selling them, we're giving them away. Over 9 used cars given away free, and the Arkansas Traveler team is out to prove we're the #1 Corker car promoter in America. Be here at Ray Winder Field, Wild Phil, on Tuesday, August the 8th, and win a free Conquer car.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
We're set for action as the Travs have taken their spot on the third base dugout. Springfield at their positions. Young left-hander Eric Haberer warming up with his catcher Gabe Johnson behind the dish. Johnson, usually the backup catcher, starting his 4th game in a row. Iker Franco, normally the everyday catcher for the Cardinals, continues to sit with tendinitis in his throwing shoulder. The Cardinals also dealing without their top starting pitcher, Stu Pomerantz, who's been on the disabled list for the last 24 days with a sprained left oblique muscle. And their all-star center fielder, Reed Gorecki, has been out for the last 15 days with a left hamstring pull. The Cardinals, conversely, have been losing a lot ever since then. Cardinals have lost 6 games in a row. And their longest losing streak of the year was a 7-game streak from June 24th until July the 1st. And the Travs have now won 2 straight against the Cardinals after dropping 8 of 10 to their division rivals. And they've been doing it mostly by pounding the stuffing out of the baseball. Over the series, the Travelers with 25 base hits and 21 runs scored, a 6-4 win on Sunday. And in a 15-11 win yesterday, the Travelers have had big innings in this series with 3 different innings where they have scored 4 or more runs. We'll see how they do against Haberer. It is the Travs' first look at Haberer, and not many of the Traveler ball players have seen Haberer at all. He did make 9 starts in the Midwest League last year, so that was the only chance they may have had to see him if they were at Cedar Rapids. Nathan Haynes was not, and he leads off today. First pitch to Haynes is foul tipped. 7-12. His first pitch with 89 degrees at first pitch. Wind coming over the right field wall towards the left field corner, and it's a very soft breeze right now, about 5 miles an hour. Here's the left-hander's 0-1 to Haynes. Foul tipped right back, and it's quickly 0-2. Haynes, who has now scored a run 20 times in his last 20 games, crossed the plate twice last night and drove in 3. Hit a 2-run homer and had an RBI double, finished 2 for 6. Here's Haberer's 2-strike pitch. Haynes will hit a high fly to right field. Stavinoha drifting in, makes the swooping catch, and that's out number 1. Stavinoha got a late break on the ball, and it hung up there a little for him to get that extra half step in. 1 away, and Haynes back into the dugout, so it'll bring up Dwayne Bacon. The only switch hitter in either lineup. Bacon will go from the right side against the southpaw Haberer. Bacon last played Thursday in the loss at Tulsa. And here's a pitch. High and outside, ball one. Defensively behind Haberer, it's the same spots for the last couple of days. Boyd in center, Harther in left, Stavinoha in right. Corners up a little bit as Haberer delivers a 1-0 pitch. And it's outside to Bacon, ball two. Hansen, the third baseman, up a couple steps. McCoy, the shortstop, and Hoffpauir at second, playing back. Richardson to the cut of the first base grass, off the line 15 feet. 2-0 pitch to Bacon. Swung on, fouled over the net, and just under the second level. Strike one on a foul ball. 2-1 the count. On deck, Brandon Wood. Bacon hitting .210 at a 7-game hit streak end on Thursday. Very wide stance for Bacon as he leans back, choked up, and here's the 2-1. Popped up, out of play. Sails over the first base dugout and into the second to last section down the right field line. It's a 2-2 count on Bacon. Eric Haberer last pitched against Wichita 5 nights ago, got a no decision. The Wranglers won the game 8-7. Here's a 2-2. Missed the outside corner with a breaking ball, and the count full. Over that last game, Haberer gave up 5 runs in 5 in the third innings. He walked 4 and struck out 4. He's had some trouble with command the last 2 starts. Here's a 3-2. Ball 4. Low and inside to Bacon, and he'll take the 1-out walk. And the number 2 base stealer is aboard. Bacon with 30 steals on the season, caught just 8 times. Before the game today, Bacon said he is planning on putting the wheels in motion. Gabe Johnson, the Cardinal catcher, allowed 3 steals yesterday, plus a wild pitch and 3 pass balls, so he's not in the best frame of mind. Here's a pitch to Wood. Swing and a miss on a fastball that came in at the 5th. 0-1. Last couple of starts, and if you count this walk to Bacon, Haberer has now issued 10 walks in his last 10 in the third inning. Wood, 1 for 5 in the win last night with a run scored and a single. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Line the other way and foul. Over the first base dugout as Wood got a late start on the swing, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2. On deck, Matt Brown. Wood drove in 2 runs in the win on Sunday, and he pretty much manufactured a run himself last night in the third inning. Singled, went to third on 2 pass balls, and scored on a wild pitch. 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch. That was a straight changeup, and Wood strikes out. There's 2 gone. Good looking change up there from Haberer as he whipped his 11th batter, going against 13 walks. Totals at single A were pretty good, 28 walks, 64 strikeouts, but finding it a little more difficult to get batters at this level to chase in the dirt. Here's Brown with one of the 6 Traveler homers last night, and it was his 13th of the year. There goes Bacon. The pitch is a strike, and Johnson throw on the money. Bacon is in there, however. He got a good break and slides in with his 31st steal. Good throw by Johnson, right on the money. And the second baseman, Hoffpauir, waiting on the shortstop side of second to take the throw, put the tag down on Bacon, but he already beat the throw. Slid feet first. Count is 0-1 on Brown, and he's got a chance to drive home a run. 58 RBIs on the season for Brown, but just 3 on the road trip. And one of them came yesterday on the solo homer. Count 0-1 in the pitch. Swing and a miss. Late swing again to the fastball as the Tramps team a little bit gun-shy and are swinging late against Haberer. The count 0-2. Brown comes in with the 7th highest batting average in the league. He's hitting at .314, along with those 13 homers and 58 runs batted in. Bacon is second. No one really holding. Haberer gives him a look. Now the pitch. And it's in the dirt, but blocked by Johnson. Bacon wants third. The throw is offline. Bacon gets in there, and Hansen saved a wild throw, leaning out towards the coach's box and bringing in that soft wild throw there by Johnson. He really had to hustle after the ball down the third base line, and then when he threw it, he was on his knee and didn't get much on it and almost threw it into left field. That'll be a wild pitch charge to Haberer. It's his 5th wild pitch. All coming over his last 3 starts. Count 1-2 on Brown. Now he's got Bacon at third, and the infield's very deep. The pitch. Ground ball towards short, taken by McCoy. As he works his way to second, he'll flip on the run, and the Travs are done. Hunter had a chance. Bacon was in scoring position, but no luck. No runs, no hits, and one man stranded. So the Travs leave a runner on in the first. We'll go to the bottom half, and the Cards getting their first ups against Arkansas right-hander Rafael Rodriguez. Rafi toes the rubber next on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
A young married couple sat silently on a porch swing one warm June evening. The young wife looked over at her new husband and asked, "George, do you think my eyes are beautiful?" "Yep," answered George. A minute went by. "George, do you think my hair is attractive?" Again, George answered, "Yep." More time passed. "George, would you say that I have a gorgeous figure?" Once again, George answered yes. "Oh, George," she gushed, "you say the nicest things." I'm Mark Evans, pastor of the Church at Rock Creek. You know, when you're building a marriage, you have to learn how to talk to each other. Think about it.
The Church at Rock Creek has 4 weekend services. Worship times are Sunday mornings at 8 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 11 a.m., and Monday night at 7 p.m. For more information, call 225-8684 or look on the web at www.churchatrockcreek.org.
We've got a crazy fan on the field here, folks. He's wearing more body paint than a Mustang, Bob. Uh-oh, here come the refs. But he's not slowing down. Fakes the left, goes right, throws the straight arm. He's made it past the end zone. Say hello to Mr. Goalpost.
Sports injuries can be ugly, but with some of the best orthopedic physicians in the state, Baptist Health in Ortho, Arkansas deliver the kind of care that can help you get back on your feet and back to the games you love. For an athletic trainer or for more information, call Baptist Health Helpline, 227-8478.
Oh, he's going to feel that in the morning.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Rafael Rodriguez warming up on the mound, making his return to Springfield. Last pitch here in Springfield on June the 11th. In a rough start, gave up 3 homers and 9 runs in an 11-1 loss. Allowed 1 homer to Terry Evans. Reed Gurecki and Gabe Johnson hit the other homers, and Rodriguez showed a little frustration by hitting Jarrett Hoffpauir following Johnson's 6th-inning home run. He was summarily ejected and also fined $300 for his actions. So Rodriguez is coming off one of his better performances of the year. Will look for some revenge against the Cardinals. He lost both of his starts to Springfield this year. Sean Boyd steps in for Springfield, right-hand batting center fielder. And Rodriguez winds and delivers a pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Corners will play in with Boyd at the plate. Deep crouch in Boyd's stance. He hovers the bat over his right shoulder. And the 1-0 is smacked inside the third base line. That's a fair ball. Dwayne Bacon goes over to the corner, and the ball ends up in front of him. He picks it up. Boyd will hold at second base with a stand-up double. So the Cards in business here in the first on the second pitch from Rafael Rodriguez. And that moves Boyd's hitting streak to 8 games in a row. His 8th double since the recall from AAA Memphis. And Mike McCoy steps in for Springfield. Boyd's second extra base hit of the series, and Rodriguez, after throwing the first pitch in the dirt, gave him a pretty good fastball to hit. Corners in, expecting a bunt. McCoy, right-hand batter. Here's the pitch. He squares and takes his low, ball 1. McCoy was a bright spot last night for the Cardinals, collecting 4 base hits, a couple of doubles, 2 singles. Scored a run and knocked one in. He's batting .249. Boyd a short lead at second of the pitch. McCoy squares again and takes inside, ball 2. McCoy trying to move Boyd up for Richardson, the number 3 batter who's on deck. Nick Stavinoha, the cleanup man, will probably get a chance this inning unless there's a double play. 2-0 pitch comes, and McCoy will take a strike. He did not square around. He kept the bat back, and Rodriguez hit it on the outside corner. 2-1. 113 hits now against Rafi in 84 2/3 innings. Dealing with a leadoff double. Here's the 2-1. McCoy squares, got the bunt down. One play. Wilson wheels around from behind the plate and fires to first and gets the out on McCoy. Paulie covering his position. The jack bunt goes 2-3, and Boyd moves up. Bring up Juan Richardson. What you're looking for from Rodriguez is not to lose any focus, because sometimes he is not the most focused pitcher. And he'll leave pitches right over the heart of the plate. He's got a low to mid-90s fastball, which is certainly major league quality, but it flattens out on occasion. And when he's dealing with men on base, sometimes it's too far right down the pipe. It's to Richardson, a slider outside, ball one. And that's the pitch also that Rodriguez is going to have to be effective with. He's going to need to throw strikes with his breaking ball. Otherwise, these Springfield batters are just going to lay off and force him to come with the heat. Count 1-0 on Richardson. He's the top hitter for the Cards these days. Here it is. Swinging a tip. And that'll get behind Bobby Wilson. The Cardinals thought that Richardson didn't tip it, but the plate umpire Banks quickly made the call, signaling foul tip. 1 ball, 1 strike on Richardson, who is .307. 10th highest average in the league, 14 homers, and 49 runs batted in. Richardson, a good blend of power and batting average. In fact, out of the top 10 averages in the league, his 14 homers rank as the high. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Powered a 97-mile-an-hour fastball by him on the AT&T Yahoo radar gun. I should say it's a jugs gun that they use for the AT&T Yahoo high-speed gun here at Hammond Field. That'll add a good 2 to 3 miles an hour on the reading. But still, if that take away 3 miles an hour, that was 94, which is still pretty powerful. Count 1 and 2. Rafi going for the strikeout. The pitch. High fly ball into right. Haynes drifting in. Boyd tagging at third. The catch made. Boyd coming home. Here comes the throw. It's a good one, and the dive. He is paid. Good throw by Haynes. Just a couple of inches up the first base line. Wilson reached out down the line to shorten the distance for the throw. A throw right on the money. Never even bounced. And when Wilson brought the tag across the plate, Boyd had already come in head first and got the left hand on home plate. So it'll be a sacrifice fly, giving the Cardinals a 1-0 lead. But a good throw by Nathan Haynes. Heads up base running by Boyd to go for that outside portion of the plate and not come right down the middle. If he would have tried to come down the middle of the plate, good chance he would have been out. So Richardson collects his 50th RBI, and here's Stavinoha. Rodriguez gets him the foul tip one out of play, strike one. So the Cardinals manufacture something here, a double, a sac bunt, and a sac fly. Rodriguez hasn't been given credit for retiring a batter on an at-bat yet. Here's a pitch to Stavinoha. Slider outside, 1-1. Stavinoha batting .264, 4 home runs, 37 runs batted in. Knocked in a run yesterday and finished 1 for 5. Ball and a strike on the Rodriguez pitch. Low and outside, ball 2, 2-1. 1-0, the Cardinals grab the lead. Cardinals did not have a lead at all in this series until today. The pitch is hit in the air to right field towards the corner, but Haynes gets out there and makes the catch. That ends the first inning as the Cardinals get in front with a run on 1 hit, nobody left. Going to the top of the second, Springfield jumps in front 1-0 on Air America Little Rock, 1380 ADXE.
Did you know that more than 250 Arkansans are currently awaiting an organ transplant? And did you know that every 16 minutes, a new name is added to the organ transplant waiting list? You can help to reduce these numbers by registering to become an organ donor. Call the Arkansas Regional Organ Recovery Agency at 866-660-5433 or visit the Aurora website at www.arora.org to learn more. Become an organ donor. Give hope. In today's busy world, who has time for questions? Where to go, how to get there, what to eat? With over 30 locations in Central, North Central, and Northeast Arkansas, Double D's has the answers. Double D's makes it easy to stop in and get on with your day, wherever you are. Start your day with Double D's Coffee Cafe. Gourmet coffee better than most coffee houses. Grab lunch on the go with delicious selections from Quiznos, Pizza Pro, Baskin Robbins, Chester's Fried Chicken, or Subway. Clean your auto with a car wash. And all Double D's locations feature pay-at-the-pump technology, so you're back on the road in no time. Make the most of your time and stop worrying about life's little questions. We've got the answers at Double D's.
Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, Dr. Pepper. New individuality, Dr. Pepper. Do what to do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone, nothing better, Dr. Dr. Pepper.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Top of the second, and the Travelers down 1-0. Cardinals get a run on one hit in the bottom of the first. Sean Boyd doubles and scores on a sac fly. Here's Arkansas center fielder Terry Evans leading off the second inning. And as has been customary throughout the series, a smattering of applause for the former Springfield Cardinal. Hit a home run off of Rafael Rodriguez in the last time Rafi pitched against Springfield. And here comes the first offering. Evans fouls it at the plate, strike one. Terry getting a slow start to this road trip. 5 for 26 during the trip. He had an infield single yesterday over 5 at-bats. He did score a run, stole the base. Here's the 0-1 from Haberer. Evans pops it off on the right side of the infield. Drifting in Hoffpauir, still in the infield there. And he makes the catch. There's one away. Evans now 2 for 10 of the series as Greg Porter stands in. Now you get to the part of the order that really did most of the damage in last night's Traveler win. The 6, 7, 8, and 9 batters. That's Porter, Wilson, Pauly, and Rodland. Well, they combined for 9 base hits, 4 homers. And Porter hit a couple of home runs, both solo shots with 14 on the year. Here's a pitch from Haberer, and Porter wears it on number 8. That was thrown right on his back. Haberer looked like he was upset with himself for hitting Porter with the pitch and thus putting the tying run aboard. You never know. With Porter hitting the 2 homers yesterday, and he's had some great outings against Springfield this year. You don't want to think that was intentional, and judging by the reaction from Haberer, it probably wasn't. It's the first batter Haberer has hit, but we've got a history of a little bit of a lack of command here at Double-A. Wilson the batter, and the pitch to Bobby is right down Broadway, a called strike. Wilson on base yesterday 5 times, 2 homers, 2 walks, reached on an error, and finished with 3 runs batted in and crossed the plate 3 times. All together, counting the fact that he caught 9 innings, it was a pretty darn good game. 0-1. Ground ball towards the line at third. Backhand by Hansen. He throws the second into the third, but it's scooped up out of the third by Hoffpauir, and Porter is forced out. But Hansen's throw cost Hoffpauir the chance of a double play. No relay, as he had to focus on picking that throw out of the clay. 5-4 on the putout. And I'll tell you, Hansen did have a chance to start the double play. Needed to give a good throw, however, to Hoffpauir. We'll credit Hoffpauir the nice put out. Wilson reaches on the fielder's choice. Still the Travs in search of their first hit. Matt Pauly steps in. Lefty versus lefty, and the pitch from Haberer is inside of the 5th. Ball 1. Pauly batting .238 after a 2 for 5 night yesterday. Cracked 2 doubles and drove in 2 runs. 1-0 Cardinals, top of the second. Wilson on first with 2 outs. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider. It's a ball and a strike to Pauly. Haberer had the advantage against left-handers at single A. In fact, he held lefties with just a 178 average in the Florida State League, while righties hit 105 points higher. But at Double-A, it's actually quite the opposite. Left-handers batting .250 against Haberer, albeit in a much smaller sample. Here's a 1-1. Pauly, a pop-up behind the plate. Johnson got out from behind the plate too late, and that falls on the net and is a foul ball. Strike 2. Johnson got out of his crouch a little bit too late to have a chance at the play, and to tell you, if that would have hit the warning track, Johnson would not have had a play either. So the count now 1-2 on Matt Pauly. Pauly getting another start at first base. Pretty much your everyday first baseman. Wilson held on by Richardson. Richardson playing 1 foot off the base. And the 1-2 pitch to Pauly struck him out swinging. A very slow breaking ball for the last out of the second. Second strikeout for Haberer, and he strands Wilson at first. No runs, no hits, and a man left for the Travs. Going to the bottom of the second, it's 1-0 Springfield on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
The romance begins at Cupid. Choose from Central Arkansas's largest selection of apparel and lingerie in every size, style, and color. And don't forget the wide selection of menswear, toys, massage oil, and lotion. It's Cupid's Lingerie and more. 2585 Donahue Street in the Townsend Plaza, Conway, 65th and Scott Hamilton, and 9700 North Rodney Perham in Little Rock, plus 3360 Central Avenue in Hot Springs. Just look for the purple neon hearts, and you'll know you're in the right place. Cupid's Lingerie and more.
Hey, fans, it's easy to get discount tickets to Travs games all year thanks to Ready Ice. Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice, presents Ready Ice Wednesdays at Wayne Winder Field. Just pick up a discount coupon for any Wednesday Travs home game anywhere Ready Ice is sold, like most Shell and Exxon gas stations. Bring the coupons to the Travs box office for $3 general admission tickets to any Wednesday home game. That's Ready Ice Wednesdays at Wayne Winder Field all season long. Thanks to Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Bottom 2 here at Springfield. Travs behind the Cardinals 1-0. This is Phil Elson with you, and we thank you for tuning in for tonight's Traveler broadcast. On the road till Thursday. The Travs will finish their series Thursday night with a 7-10 tilt. Back to Little Rock Friday, taking on the Wichita Wranglers in a series that certainly could have a lot of bearing on the second half North Division standings. The Travs is one game behind Wichita coming into tonight's ball game. 1932 Travs replica jerseys given away to the first 1,000 paid adults on Friday night, courtesy of Arby's and Fox 16. And we've got a Saturday night doubleheader the day after. This Saturday, it'll be the Wranglers and the Travs starting at 6:30 with Rubber Boy entertaining between the ball games. This guy just does amazing things. You want to see it. He can bend himself in the most inhumane of shapes. And we're giving away a free kickball to the first 1,000 paid kids, 14 and under. That's courtesy of Reichland and KATV. And we'll kick off a 12-game homestand Friday night. 1-0 Cards, and Amori Marti leads off, and Rodriguez throws a slider over the outside corner to defeat a breaking ball for a strike. Marti, the DH, is homered in each game of the series. And the 0-1 from Rodriguez. Swinging a fly ball towards the right field line. That is falling, and it hits foul. Strike 2. Marti, followed by Cody Harther and Travis Hansen. Marti was one of the two big bats in the lineup last night for the Cardinals with 3 base hits. And when the Cardinals were a home run from getting within a run, it was Marti that was at the plate, and Ty Boykin went to his closer, Rich Thompson, with 2 outs in the 8th. And Thompson blew it right by Marti for a strikeout. An 0-2 pitch from Rodriguez. Fastball very high, ball 1. In fact, Bobby Wilson had mentioned that once Marti saw the first fastball that Rich pumped into him, he kind of backed off the plate, didn't want any part of it. Count 1-2 on the 31-year-old right-hand batter from Cuba. The pitch is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Marti was the 18th round draft choice for the Cardinals this year. Not drafted out of any school. He was drafted from the Independent League. He caught the Cardinals' eye at training at the, not training camp, but at various camps the Cardinals held at their Jupiter Spring Training Complex. Here's a 2-2. Swing and a miss on a slider in the third. It's dug out by Wilson, and he lays the tag on Marti for the strikeout. First strikeout of the day for Rodriguez, and he's sent down 4 in a row since the leadoff double by Boyd. To bring up Cody Harther. Cardinals thought they'd have a chance to sign Marti and pull a fast one over the other ball clubs, but nobody else had heard of this guy. And he was subject to the draft because when he defected, he applied for citizenship in the state. Here's Harther. First pitch at the knees, a strike, 0-1. Harther smacked a 2-run homer in the second inning last night and finished 1 for 4. 0-1 to the left-hander. Pulled inside the first base line, a base hit. Haynes chases it into the corner. Harther already around first. And he stops at second with a second double of the night for the Cardinals. A 1-out, 2-base hit by Cody Harther. His third base hit of the series. 19th double of the year. And the Cards, who lead 1-0, have a chance for another run. And in scoring position for Travis Hansen, the 7-hitter. Nice piece of hitting there by Harther. Rodriguez was trying for a fastball inside, but left it a little too much over the plate, and Harther yanked it past Paulie. Now it's another left-hand batting Hansen, the pitch. Line drive to right, coming over Haynes into the gap, and he makes the catch. Quickly back to second goes Harther. On the second out of the inning. Good play there by Haynes. That may have been the best, most hardest hit ball of the evening so far. This will bring up Jarrett Hoffpauir. It was Hoffpauir that Rodriguez hit with a pitch following a home run back on June the 11th that forced his ejection from the ball game. Hoffpauir has been hit by just 3 pitches this year, and the umpires thought that one had been intentional. Pitch fouled at the plate and a big swing, strike one. Hoffpauir has 1 hit in the series, and that was a home run last night. He was also hit by a pitch in the 8th inning by Bill Edwards in last night's victory. So Hoffpauir has been hit by 3 pitches this year, 2 times by Trav. 0-1. Down the middle for a strike, 0-2. Bobby Wilson fine to throw to second base, but very smart to just hold on to it as Rafi is now ahead 2 strikes on Hoffpauir. Right-hand batting Hoffpauir hits .266 with 5 homers and 36 RBI. Roblin keeping Harther close to second with Rodriguez at the belt. Now Roblin backs off, and the pitch up high, ball 1. 1-0 the Cardinals here in the bottom of the second. Springfield manufacturing a first-inning run. Sean Boyd lead off with a double. Zach Bunt to third. Zach Fly scored if Richardson got the RBI. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt, but blocked, holding the runner at second, 2-2. Rafi tried a fastball. Hoffpauir took it high, and then the slider into the dirt, and Hoffpauir laid off. He's got a good eye and doesn't strike out all that much. I think Hoffpauir has only struck out 28 times this year in 278 at-bats. Big goal on the right side of the infield, and Hoffpauir tried to guide it that way. The 2-2 just missed the outside corner with a slider. Ball 3. Full count on the 8-hitter Hoffpauir and Gabe Johnson on deck. And with all the defensive problems Johnson has had in this series, he still hit the ball very well. This is a big pitch coming up. And here it is. Line drive over first, foul. Sliced over Matt Pauly, who didn't have a play. A little sinking liner that hit, about 5 feet outside that right field line. So we'll do it again at 3-2. Wood playing deep at short, and Rodlin playing more or less up the middle. Outfielders are straight away, not giving Hoffpauir room to either corner. And the 3-2. High fastball, and it puts him on base, ball 4. First walk of the night from Rodriguez. He's going to give Hoffpauir credit in taking an 0-2 count. Ends up at first base with a walk. 37th walk he has taken this year. And for Rodriguez, the 37th walk he has issued. Here's the 9-hitter, Gabe Johnson. Formerly a catching prospect of the Cardinals, who's been relegated to backup duty. Right-hand hitter in the pinch. Check swing, ground ball right to short. Scooped up by Wood on the run, sets his feet and throws. Johnson out at first. So the inning is over. Johnson did not even need to swing. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on as Rodriguez gets out of a little bit of a jam. Going into the top of the third, it's 1-0 Springfield on Air America Little Rock 1380. KDXE.
I'm definitely not going with that mild razor. I'm going to stick with M3 Power.
Check out what guys are saying about M3 Power, the first micro-power shaving system from Gillette.
I'm in shock right now. It's fantastic.
I feel like I'm getting a massage with this razor.
Wow, this is something new. I like this. I feel like I'm not even shaving, really. With the M3 Power, it made me look forward to shaving.
Feel the power of the world's best shave. M3 Power from Gillette, the best a man can get.
I'm no brain surgeon. I'm not an engineer. I don't know how the thing works. I just know it works.
The following is an OnStar conversation.
OnStar Emergency, this is Natalie.
Yes, I need an ambulance. I have my 2 children in the car and my sister.
Okay, I have you on Highway 20.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, I'm contacting emergency services.
Thank you.
Every month, OnStar offers help in thousands of emergencies.
Please.
Hi, this is Natalie with OnStar. Calling to report a vehicle crash with airbag deployment.
What happened?
I can conference them in.
Ma'am, tell me what's going on.
My nephew has a big gag. His head is bleeding.
Okay, we'll send someone else.
Do you want me to remain on the line?
Yes, ma'am, please.
The peace of mind OnStar offers is more affordable than you might think.
Okay, the police are there?
The first year of OnStar service is included on new OnStar-equipped GM vehicles, and unlimited use of all safety and security services costs only $16.95 plus tax per month after that. OnStar by GM. To experience OnStar, press your blue button or visit OnStar.com.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
2 innings in the Big Bad scorebook. We'll go to the top of the third, and the number 9 batter, Eric Rodlin, leads off for the Arkansas Travelers. Travs trail 1-0 to the Cards. Arkansas has had 2 base runners, 1 walk, 1 hit batter, but no base hits. Eric Haber so far looking strong, but has still battled some control issues. A wild pitch, a hit batter, and a walk over 2 innings. Here's Eric Rodlin leading off. And lefty versus lefty with a first pitch missing low for ball 1. Rodlin hitting .301 after a 2-hit game last night. He was 2 for 2, walked twice, was hit by a pitch, and was on base 5 times. The 1-0 is low and outside, 2 balls, no strikes. It's been a while for Rodlin since he was over the 300 mark. He had slumped for a while, but has now had a hit and 8 of 9. 2-0 pitch. Ball 3 on a slider down low. Good eye by Rodlin. First 3-0 count of the night for a Trav. He'll be followed by Nathan Haynes and Dwayne Bacon. Haber winds and deals. 3-0 pitch inside. 4-pitch walk, putting Rodlin aboard. Second walk from Haber. And so he has put 3 men on base himself out of the first 9 batters. It's not that Haber is a flamethrower. He's got a fastball that is, over the first couple of innings, has been up to about 92 or 93. Means he's really around the high 80s, very low 90s. There was a bunch of breaking stuff and off speed. Here's Haynes, and a pitch on the outside corner with a strike. Haynes a fly out in the first inning. He is 4 for 12 in the series. A homer and 2 doubles. Rodlin leads off, Richardson holding. Hansen up at the third base grass, 1 foot. Middle infielders double play down. Haber gives the runner a look, and the pitch to Haynes. Chopper to first base, right on the line, taken by Richardson. Throws to second to get the out on Rodlin, just barely. McCoy there to accept the throw, so it's 3-6 on the putout, forcing Rodlin off the base path. Haynes reaching on the fielder's choice, and he's 0 for 2. Here's where the speed could come into things for the Travs. They've already stolen 1 base. Bacon went second 2 innings ago. And Haynes has stolen 2 bases in the series. 1-0 Springfield. Travs looking to get at least that 1 run back here in the third. A stretch and a throw over first base. Haynes is back in there. In his time in the Texas League, Haber has allowed 2 steals in 3 tries. Haynes not taking an aggressive lead yet. Here's the pitch. Bacon takes a fastball for strike 1 on the inside corner, and Haber gets ahead. Bacon took the first walk from Haber on a full count in the first inning. He would steal second, go to third on a wild pitch, but was stranded after Matt Brown grounded out. Hansen now a step behind the line of the pitch. Swinging a foul straight back into the net. Strike two. Bacon has driven in 26 runs this year. Well, this is just his 10th start in the month of July. And we just hope he's able to stay warm coming off the bench. Haber takes a long look at the sign, and Hansen backs up even further at third base. Doyne steps out of the batter's box, and time is granted. Cardinals leading 1-0. Top three here at Hammons Field. Game 3 of the series. Travs have won the first two. Haynes only about 4 feet off the base. Haber at the belt. The 0-2 pitch. Outside the Bacon, ball one. Haber, a third-year pitcher. He was 14-10 over 38 starts in his first 2 years. 1-2 to Bacon. Slight fly into left, coming in Harther, and he makes the catch. All not well hit, a lazy fly by Bacon for the second out, and here's Brandon Wood. Last year, Haber had a pretty decent season split between Quad City and Palm Beach. All told, he was 12-8. A 2.11 ERA in the Midwest League, and then won 8 of 17 starts at Palm Beach. Didn't get many wins this year. Only 4 of them in 17 starts at Palm Beach, but had a low ERA at 3.83. Here's Wood on the pitch. Fouled straight back, strike one. Wood whiffed in the first inning. Third time he has struck out in the series, and the 124th strikeout of Brandon's here. Wood came in batting .285 with 21 homers and 68 runs driven in. He's slumping a little bit. There's a throw to first by Haber, and Haynes back up on his feet, is in there. Haber has neutralized Haynes for the moment. Nathan hasn't even bluffed a steal. Outfield goes a little bit deep. Wood behind on the count, and another throw back over to first. And Haynes back in there. Nathan hasn't had a dive back in. Which means he's still got a couple of steps he can take on his lead from first. Really trying to measure it and time Haber's throw over. Back to the belt, and Haynes running. Throw to first base. Haynes caught in a rundown. There's a throw to second. McCoy running Haynes back to first. He fakes him out and tags him on the shoulder, and the inning is over. Haynes caught stealing 1-3-6 as the Travs go without a run of the third inning. 4 hit, no runs, no hits, nobody left. And we'll go to the bottom of the third inning. Springfield leads 1-0. This is Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
From the hilltops of Atlanta to the California sand. Come on, one day across the nation, yeah. I'm a burrito in every time.
Moe's Burritos, 2834 North Hills Boulevard in North Little Rock by Kroger's at North Hills and McCain. Go your own way with National Car Rental. Take a one-time trip and discover Arkansas. National's great weekend special is just what you need for a trip to the Ozarks. Or get your friends together and rent a minivan to historic Eureka Springs. National offers a wide choice of sizes and styles, from luxury cars to vans and sport utilities. Unlimited mileage rates are available. National Car Rental has 2 convenient locations, Little Rock Airport and North Little Rock at 3919 Clark Avenue. See National Car Rental's ad in the yellow pages. Go your own way with National Car Rental.
1, 2, 3.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh.
These studies show that people following a proper reduced calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Trav's offense after counting the 6 homers and scoring 15 times last night. A little slow in starting up this evening. Travelers without a base hit over the first 3 innings. Meanwhile, the Cardinals managed to run in the first and lead 1-0. Bottom half of the third and the top of Springfield's order. Sean Boyd leads off against Rafael Rodriguez. Sets up the battle that came to the head of the first. Here's a pitch. Up high, ball 1. Boyd led off the first inning by smacking a 1-0 fastball inside the third base line for a double. Worked to third on a sac bunt and scored on a sac fly bunt from Richardson. 1-0 pitch. Driven in the air to left field. Going back is Bacon. It's over his head. Plays it off the fence, but it's away from him. Towards center it goes. Bacon now finds it off the wall and throws in towards the infield. Boyd is already at second with his second double of the night. Doyne did not have a play trying to catch the ball, and so he waited at the cut of the warning track for the ball to hit the fence, but it hit the bullpen fence, which is the only part of the outfield wall that is chain link, and there are poles separating each section of chain link, and that ball hit one of the poles, and it ricocheted in an awkward angle away from Bacon, the kind of angle he really couldn't have been ready for. He may have had a shot to get Boyd at second if it ricocheted back to him. So McCoy, the batter, and the pitch, he'll square. Take a strike. It's 0-1. So it looks like the Cards will try to manufacture another one here in the third, just as they did in the first inning. McCoy looking for another sacrifice bunt. He leads the Cards with 11 sacrifice bunts this year, and he's going to try for a 12th. Brown asking the rest of the infield whether he's supposed to cover at third. It looks like he is supposed to. He's still playing a couple of steps up. Hawley going to charge at first. And the pitch, McCoy takes it. Strike 2 at the knee. Squared around. Rodriguez threw that fastball right over the kneecap. Good pitch to bunt, but apparently not to McCoy's liking. 2 strikes to count to see if he is squaring. Travelers back up the corner infielders, and Rodriguez asks for some help from his catcher. Bobby Wilson jogs out, and Rodriguez meets him in front of the mound on a lighter patch of grass. Looks like they've had to replace a little half rectangle of grass right in front of the pitcher's mound. It doesn't quite blend in with the rest of the darker grass on the infield. Rodriguez leaning in, looking to keep Boyd at second base with no outs. The pitch to McCoy. It's in the dirt, but Wilson is right on top of it. Ball 1. Cards 1, Travs nothing. McCoy no longer squaring around. You can sure bet he's going to try to put a pitch on the right side of the infield and move the runner up. Wood playing pretty close to second base. He's 3 or 4 steps behind Boyd. He leads away, and Rodriguez steps off the rubber. Rafi slowing things down as he tries to hold his focus. 1-2 count on McCoy. The stretch. A look at the runner. Kickoff play second. The throw, and it won't be in time. Rodriguez pulled his right foot off the rubber and then stepped with his left foot to second base. Boyd had a lot of time to get back in. And he isn't taking a very aggressive lead either. He's just waiting for the ball to be put into play, and then he'll be running. He's only about 4 feet off. Extra step. Here's the 1-2. A little bit low. Close pitch there on the fastball. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Mike McCoy. McCoy is 5 for 9 in the series with a 4-hit game yesterday. He's batting .379 against the Travs. More hits than any Cardinal, 25. Rodriguez lifts the leg, turns to second, and holds onto the ball. Rodman trying to cover a lot of ground at second base. He's playing towards the hole. 2-2. Just missed outside. Couple of very close pitches here, not going in Rodriguez's favor. Tried a slider and just barely missed the corner. The count's full on McCoy. And on deck is Juan Richardson, looking for a chance to drive home a run. Rafi is ready. Payoff pitch to McCoy. Jammed him, popped out of play, however. That sails into the luxury suite level along the first base line. And it's still a full count. Sun is set and just casting a heavy glare off the BP batting practice building over the right field wall. It's just glaring back in our eyes, so the players can't tell. Rodriguez at the belt. His 2 looks over to Boyd. The pitch. Chopper to third base. Charging Brown. Bounces off him. Ricochets to the pitcher's mound. No play. Holding at second base, Boyd. McCoy reaching on what will be called an error on Brown, his 17th of the year. A big chopper towards Brown, and that short hop ate him up a little bit. Matt usually plays the short hop, I'd say, better than most third basemen of the Texas League, but this time the short hop got the better of Matt. So the Cardinals have men at first and second and nobody out for their 3-hitter, Juan Richardson. So this inning has not started very promisingly for the Travs. A double by Boyd and the error on Brown allowing McCoy to reach. Richardson flied out to right field for a sacrifice in the first and has the only RBI of the game so far. Big right-hand hitter. And the pitch from Rodriguez. High fly in the deep right field. Nathan Haynes is back at the track. He's able to make the catch and crash into the fence. Boyd tagging from second, and he gets there. McCoy has to hustle back to first. They were both at second base at the same time. So they get to their respective bases. Boyd to third base. Richardson sends Haynes all the way to the singular billboard along the right center field wall, and he had to leap in the air before crashing into the padded fence. Very nice catch by Nathan Haynes. And the Cardinals have runners at the corners and just one away. But Rodriguez can get out of the inning if he induces a double play. And Nick Stavinoha, who is coming up to the plate here, has already bounced into one double play in this series and has hit it in 9 on the year. So this is the guy Rodriguez would like to see in this spot. And they're set for it on the infield. A pitch on the way to the righty. Swinging a line drive over Brown down the left field line. It goes to the corner where Bacon picks it up. A run is home. McCoy on his way to third base, digging for second, Stavinoha, and there's no play at second base. An RBI double has given the Cardinals a 2-0 lead, and they're set up for a lot more. Second and third base, and still just one out, and Amari Marquis will come up. Brown, a leaping attempt at third base. Matt stands 6 foot tall, and he's actually a little bit taller than 6 feet tall. He's more like 6'1", 6'2". And he reached up with the glove, left as high as he could, but it just got over him. Stavinoha's double drives in his 38th of the year. The infield plays for an out at home. Marquis, the batter, he's the only strikeout victim for Rodriguez so far. And from the stretch, his pitch in the dirt. Wilson on top of it, blocks the ball, holding McCoy. 1 ball, no strikes on Marquis. Marquis is 4 for 10 of the series with 2 homers. .361 batting average over his 11-game stint in the league since the call-up from single A. Rodriguez looking for a grounder, a strikeout, or a pop-up. The pitch. Foul tips back. Strike 1. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Cardinals. And so their mastery of Rafael Rodriguez continues. Rafi, if you count this start, has now thrown 11 2/3 innings against the Cardinals, giving up 17 runs. Ball and a strike. Deep breath in the pitch from Rodriguez. Swing and a miss. Nice slider. May have been his best pitch of the night. And Marquis way in front of the breaking ball with a count 1-2. Cody Harther on deck, and Harther doubled in the second. Rodriguez looking to minimize the damage as Springfield has extended their lead with a run. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on the slider. Marquis could not hold back his check swing as he carried his arms all the way through the strike zone. The bat came along with his hands, and he strikes out for the second time. Big second out. Now Rodriguez can escape the inning with only 1 run, but he's going to have to retire Harther. Harther doubled past first base in the second inning. He would be stranded on the bases. The pitch to the lefty. Pops back out of play. Got a big swing at that. But it is over the press box roof, and it's 0-1. Arthur came in batting .254 with 10 homers and 38 RBIs. 9 RBIs in his last 7 games. Here's the 0-1. Fastball high, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cardinals with 1 run on 2 hits and an error here in the 3rd inning. It will be an earned run so far. Rodriguez comes home. The 1-1 to Arthur. Low and inside, under the knees, ball 2. Infield is fanned out, playing slightly for Arthur to pull the ball. Paulie now guarding the first base line about 4 feet off. Round towards the hole at short from the 3rd. 2-1 pitch. Arthur swinging a line drive, foul down the right side of the outfield. Arthur really swinging the bat very well here. A line drive stroke, and you got to be careful of leaving fastballs up in the zone for Arthur. That's where his power is. Rodriguez gets to 2 strikes, 2-2. The pitch fouled off Arthur's left foot. He stays at the plate. Defense has shifted even further over to the right side of the infield, with Woods playing up the middle after the cut of the grass. Rodlin backs up to under a step or 2 into short right field. 2-2 to Arthur. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on the slider. And Rodriguez comes through big time after giving up a run on 2 hits and an error. He strands 2 batters with 2 strikeouts. That's a big breakthrough there for Rodriguez. But still, the Cardinals tack on a run and take a 2-0 lead into the 4th on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now, Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discount you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stands. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Features optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Company and Casualty Insurance Company. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company. Northwest Illinois.
Get out today and hit the link. Stone Lake. Stone Lake's golf course is rated as one of the best public courses in the state. Sporting beautiful bent grass greens, plus lush fairways and tees. Stone Lakes has matured over the past 3 years into a true test of golf. Stone Lakes features reasonable green speed and 18 lake-style holes located 1 mile off I-440 on Faulkner Lake Road. Call 945-0945 for Stone Lakes or visit online at stonelakes.net.
Faithfully chronicling the Bush administration implosion.
Air America Little Rock.
1380 KDXE North Little Rock.
3 innings in the Big Bad scorebook to go to the top of the 4th, and the Cardinals lead 2-0. Bill Elson Rithia will go through the totals in just a moment. Travelers send Brandon Wood to lead off the 4th against Eric Haberer, who has not given up a hit over 3 innings. He has walked 2, hit 1 batter, and thrown a wild pitch. I guess you'd call him effectively wild so far. Wood struck out in the 1st, and here's the opening pitch of the inning. In for a strike, 0-1. Wood, Brown, and Evans to bat against Haberer. Neither of them had reached base against him. And here's the 0-1. And it's a curve in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike. For the Travs, no runs, no hits, 1 error, leaving 2 men on. And the Cardinals, 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, leaving 4 men on base. You can obviously tell the Cardinals have had chances for more than just the 2 runs they've scored, leaving 3 men in scoring position. Travs have had 1 man reach as far as second base. Here's the 1-1 to Wood. Outside, ball 2, 2-1. Lights are coming up, taking their full effect. Haber backs up, takes off his hat. Fluffs his jersey a little, now back on top. Gets a quick sign on the 2-1 pitch. Wood taps it off the plate, foul. Two balls, two strikes, the count on Brandon Wood. Wood over this road trip, 7 for 29. The 2-2. Foul back. Had a swing at a breaking pitch. It was a little bit in front of it. Popped it back over the net and off the second level. Went back to the grandstand, still 2-2. 2-0 Cards. Haber. And he's allowed one leadoff man to reach. Here's the pitch to Wood. And he chopped it foul again. Bounced it into the Traveler dugout. Popped over the railing. Haber has come mostly with off-speed pitches to Wood on 2 strikes. That's what he struck him out with in the first inning. And he's going back to the off-speed stuff here in the fourth. Back into the glove and a 2-2 to Wood. He left it high, ball 3. The count is full. Brown waiting on deck. We'll check some Texas League scores this inning and see what's going on. After the league tied an all-time record, 21 homers yesterday. 3-2 to Wood, reaches out and pokes it back out of play. Rails into the concourse with plenty of fans milling around here on a very comfortable Tuesday night. Wood leaning back and forth, waiting. This will be a 9-pitch at-bat. Here it is. Popped it out of play. Sails over the first base luxury suite. 9 pitches in the at-bat. Wood has fouled off 5 of them. Haber working overtime, and Wood wasting some very nice pitches. The payoff. Swing and a miss. He got a fastball by Wood, and that's strikeout number 2 for Haber. Both of them against the Traveler shortstop. 1 away. He has set down 3 consecutive batters, and here's Matt Brown. Those scores as promised. Tulsa gets ahead of the first with a 6-run rally, and the Drillers lead the Wranglers 6-2 going into the third. 2 homers for Tulsa. Jordan Zarnicki hit his 10th, and Alvin Colina hit number 8. Here's Brown. Rounded out on the first, leaving a man on. The pitch goes after a high fastball, pops it up, out of play. Sails into the box seats behind first base dugout. Strike 1. Midland out to a 4-0 lead over Frisco in the third inning. Mark Tiger hitting his 4th homer and second in as many days for the Hounds. First place San Antonio out of the South, scoring twice against Troy Patton of Corpus Christi. 2-0 Missions going to the 4th. 0-1 on Brown. And Haber's bench. Swinging a high fly ball straight away center. Very well hit. Boyd at the wall. He's got it. And there's 2 outs. 400 feet from home plate to dead center field. And Brown hit that about 393. 4 in a row set down by Haber. And the Tramps still have not recorded a base hit. The number 5 batter, Terry Evans, is 2 for 10 in the series. Fouled out in the second inning. And is 0 for 1 tonight. Evans now 18 for 66 as a Trav. And the pitch. Outside ball 1. 1-0. That's a batting average of 273 for the Travs. Evans at the moment in a 5 for 27 slump. Tall, lithe, right-hand batter from Georgia, open stance. And the 1-0 pitch, down and in, 2 balls, no strikes. Evans and Haber, teammates the last couple of years at Palm Beach. Tara will be looking forward to tomorrow's game, and Blake Hawksworth takes it on to the Cards. Here's a 2-0. High strike call, 2-1. Evans was quoted in the local paper, the Springfield News Leader, saying that Blake Hawksworth, who will be tomorrow's Springfield pitcher, is his best friend in baseball that came up through the minors together. 2-1 pitch. Outside to Evans. Good eye. Ball 3. And I saw Terry at a local breakfast cafe this morning. I think he was with Hawksworth. Certainly he knows plenty other Springfield players. The 3-1 pitch. Evans swings and misses. On a fastball count, Haber got a fastball by Evans. And the count 3-2. Terry has walked just once since coming to the Travs. That's one time walking in 66 plate appearances. 3-2 pitch. Evans a swing and a broken bat pop-up out of play. That is into the first base box seat. And Terry's going to have to go get a new piece of equipment as he walks back into the dugout. And Haber will speak with Johnson as they head back out to the mound. A reminder about Valentine's Day in July coming up on Monday, July 31st. It's our second year in a row pulling off this promotion. Anybody that is named Valentine, if you dress in an umpire's uniform, if you sport a buzz cut, suspenders, or a red shirt, you get in for free Monday, July 31st, Valentine's night. Evans back in there in the pitch. Line drive right to short. McCoy is there for the backhand catch. So the Travs is starting to hit the ball a little bit better. Brown flies out to the track in center. Evans lines out to short, and the Travs go down in order here in the fourth inning. Fourth straight no-hit inning thrown by Eric Haber. 2-0 Springfield going to the bottom of the fourth on Air America Little Rock 1380 ADXE.
Want to buy a new car? Take a dream vacation, remodel your home, or finance just about anything? You can use the equity in your home to make it happen. Right now, Arkansas Federal Credit Union has a home equity line of credit with a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees. Plus, it's easier than ever to access your home equity loan using Arkansas Federal's Visa Platinum credit card. No checks, no hassles. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000.
Coca-Cola is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. No, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Park, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Bottom four, and the Cardinals looking to improve on a 2-0 lead over the Travs. Arkansas's offense still without a base hit. Eric Haber in his fourth AA start. No hits through 4 innings. Just went through his first perfect inning of the night. Meanwhile, Trav right-hander Rafael Rodriguez has fought through 3 innings, giving up 2 runs on 4 base hits, plus a walk and an error he's had to deal with. He has stranded 4 men. Travis Hansen will lead off the fourth for Springfield. And the first pitch from Rodriguez is in the dirt to the left-hand batter, ball 1. Hansen hit a solid line drive in the second, but Nathan Haynes tracked it down in the gap. And Hansen is now 3 for 10 in the series and batting .246. No homers and 11 RBIs since they hauled down from AAA Memphis a little over a month ago. A 1-0 pitch from Rodriguez on the outside corner called strike. A ball and a strike on Hansen, who replaced Rico Washington, who, in my way of thinking, was probably the MVP of the league in the first half. The 1-1. Outside, ball 2, 2-1. Washington was promoted right at the All-Star break to AAA Memphis. He's not doing very well. He's 14 for 81, 173 average at AAA. 2-1 pitch, fly ball to left field. Back is Bacon at the warning track. He's got it, and there's 1 away. Little snow cone coming out of Bacon's glove as he squeezed the ball with 1 hand. But he makes the play. 1 out, and Hoffpauir coming up next. That's Washington, who just destroyed Texas League pitching to the tune of a .323 average, 13 homers and 56 RBIs. While against the veterans at AAA, 173 average, only 2 homers in 29 games and 8 RBIs. Things not working out very well for Rico at AAA. Hoffpauir the batter, and the pitch is low, ball 1, 1-0. Hoffpauir took the only walk of the game so far from Rodriguez. 2 outs, free base in the second, but he never moved off. And the 1-0 pitch to Hoffpauir. Swung on and fouled back, 1-1. Hoffpauir, pretty steady second baseman throughout his career. Career .283 hitter over a 3-year professional career. Out of Southern Miss. The 1-1. High fly ball to straightaway center. Evans back a few feet. He measures it. Waits in medium depth center and makes the one-hand catch, and there's 2 away. Rodriguez with his longest string of outs so far, 4 in a row. Actually, second string of 4 outs in a row. He got 4 outs in the first of the second before Harther broke it up with a double. Here's Gabe Johnson, who left 2 men on base with a check swing ground out in the second inning. 2-0 Springfield, bottom 4. Game 3 of the series. Travs have won the first 2. Here's a pitch to Johnson. On the inside corner, a fastball, and Rodriguez ahead 0-1. Sun has set. Still a little haze in the sky. No clouds. Wind gusting a little. The pitch inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And we're at that time of the year where the ever-present cricket can be heard through the crowd microphone if you strain a little to listen to it. You may think it's the crickets outside your house. Here's the 1-1. On the outside corner, strike 2. Good fastball from Rodriguez, pumping in at 96 miles an hour on that jugs gun. Rodriguez looking for a perfect inning after battling through the first 3. He could use it. Here's the 1-2. Popped out of play. Right off the wall on the underside of the press box window. We've got a big press box here at Hammond Field. I'm not part of it. We've got our own very large booth. It's actually bigger than my hotel room. And here I am all by myself. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt, and Johnson evens it at 2 balls, 2 strikes. They sit in the 3rd level here at Hammond Field, tallest portion of the ballpark. Our vantage point from the third base side of home plate. Pretty decent seat. Rodriguez looks in, and the 2-2. Popped it up, back this way. That is out of play. And right on the roof above the booth. And a nice loud noise. Rodriguez in a battle here with Johnson for the last out of the 4th. Wind up in the pitch. High fastball. Johnson runs it full. Rodriguez with a ball behind his back. Shakes one off. As he gets the sign, brings the hands together, covers his face. Drops the hand. 3-2. Popped up back this way. Another foul ball that will hit the roof. Goodness, Gabe Johnson is peppering the roof here. A 9-pitch at-bat between Rodriguez and Johnson. This is the deepest Rafi's had to go. On deck is Boyd, who did a couple of doubles. Payoff pitch. Line drive to second. Rodlin makes the grab, and this inning is over. A perfect inning for Rodriguez in the 4th as he sets down the Cardinals in order. We have played 4 innings here at Hammond Field, and it's the Cardinals leading by a 2-0 score. This is Arkansas Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
My mother said, no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. VC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take VC for stress headaches, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take VC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Ashbury, NC, and my pain reliever is VC.
Use directed. AgPro knows you're patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now.
But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at Ag Pro Central, Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Well, Phil, it's Conquer Car Night at Ray Winder Field, Tuesday, August the 8th, and the Arkansas Traveler team, we've got them. We're the largest Conquer car dealer in the state, Wild Phil, and we're not selling them, we're giving them away. Over 9 used cars given away free, and the Arkansas Traveler team is out to prove we're the #1 Conquer car promoter in America. Be here at Ray Winder Field, Wild Phil, on Tuesday, August the 8th, and win a free Conquer car.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
4 innings in the scorebook. We'll go to the 5th. It's the Cardinals 2 and the Travelers nothing. Thanks for tuning in tonight on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE. I'm Phil Elson. Hope you enjoy the broadcast tonight. Travs in the 8th game of a 10-game road trip. They've won 4 of the first 7 and have taken 2 in a row here at Hammond Field. But the Cardinals got in front with a run on the first, add to it in the 3rd. And Arkansas still looking for their first base hit against Eric Haber. 22-year-old lefty delivers to Greg Porter, and he fouls it off his right ankle for strike 1. Now, I mentioned before the game during the pregame show that Aaron Peel is out of the lineup today because he has fouled 2 pitches off of his right ankle, inside the ankle, right on the bone, and has a very heavy bruise. And he showed it to me. You want to talk about Roy G. Bibb? He had every color in the rainbow in that ankle. Not a pretty sight. 0-1 to Porter. Low and outside, ball and a strike. Porter was right next to Peel when we were talking about this, and he talked about an injury that he suffered while playing football at A&M, where he kicked himself in the foot with his cleat. Here's a 1-1. Low, ball 2, 2-1. He kind of spiked himself in his right ankle, and it developed into a calcium deposit. And anytime Porter gets hit on one certain spot in his right ankle, he said he has a tough time walking the rest of the day. Haber's pitch. Nice fastball as Porter swings and misses. That one dove underneath Porter's bat and even moved towards him a little bit. Had some sinking motion to it, almost like a screwball. 2-2. But Porter now wears one of those ankle guards on his right ankle, so he doesn't really have to worry about it all that much. And Peel now wears the ankle guard too. 2-2, low and away, and a full count now. Porter was hit by a pitch in the 2nd. One of only 3 Traveler base runners so far. Payoff pitch. A swing and a hard ground ball on the right side. Scooped up by Hoffpauir in the hole. Plenty of time. If he sets his feet, he throws Porter out. And that is 6 consecutive batters sent down by Eric Haber. Still no base hits as Bobby Wilson stands in. Wilson reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd. Bounced to 3rd. Right-hand batter, and Haber comes home. Called strike on a straight changeup, 0-1. Well, the Kansas City Royals continue to make trades. It's their, 3 trades over the last couple of days. As Wilson a wild swing and a miss on the curveball, strike 2. 2 days ago, the Royals traded Mike McDougall to the White Sox for a couple of young left-handed pitching prospects. And then yesterday, acquired Odalis Perez from the Dodgers for Elmer Descend. Here's a pitch in the 3rd to Wilson, and the count 1-2. Today, the Royals have traded Tony Graffinino to the Brewers for Jorge De La Rosa. He's a major league pitcher, so they don't really get a prospect in return. 1-2 pitch, outside on a curve, and it's even, 2-2. Matt Pauley on deck. Top 5 here at Springfield. The Cardinals lead Arkansas 2-0. Haber looking solid now. After walking or hitting 3 of the first 9 batters, he sent down 6 in a row. Pitch to Wilson, ground ball to the hole at short. Backhand by McCoy. Long throw, and Wilson is out by a couple of steps. There's 2 away in the 5th. Well, the Royals certainly will have been a seller at the trading deadline for a long, long time now. Right now, they're one of the only teams that is very active when it comes to the trading deadline. We've got 5 days left, and the Angels still kind of hesitating on the thought of them making one. Not like Bill Stoneman to make a trade just to trade somebody. Here's Paulie. Pitch inside. Did it hit him? It did. Paulie is the second trap hit by a pitch. Haber tried to dust him in with a fastball, but it got Paulie a little bit on his jersey. Didn't quite get him on the body, but raises the uniform. That'll stop the streak for Haber at 7 consecutive batters set down. And now Eric Rodlin comes up. He walked in the third. 4 batters on base for the Trabs, all of them thanks to Haber. 2 walks, 2 hit batters, no hits. Travelers haven't even been all that close to a base hit yet. Rodlin, lefty and lefty, the pitch. Inside corner, a fastball, strike 1. Well, it's obvious the Angels don't need another starting pitcher. Their starting pitching is about as strong as any team in the American League. Bullpen is still pretty strong. Yes, people talk about they need a bat, but then Juan Rivera comes in and he is just crushing it. 0-1. In for a strike on a slider, and Rodlin behind 0-2. Angels made the move today, sending Kendry Morales down, and so that means that Rob Quinlan probably gets a lot more time to start at first base. Aaron Erstad still in the DL. Casey Kochman not recovering from his mono illness yet. And Dallas McPherson still in the DL. 2 strike to Rodlin. Inside. Tried that straight changeup, and he had Rodlin fooled on the pitch. His body was way in front, and he was able to take it. 2-0 Springfield here in the 5th. Travs have been no hit so far. Paulie leading off, and there's a throw over. Paulie is back. So the Royals are stocking up on their minor league system, and they're trading players, with the exception of Mike McDougal, that are not all-star caliber. Pitch. Ground ball foul right into the stairwell of the third base dugout. No Traveler was in that stairwell, so no one had to jump out of the way. The Angels, of course, on the other side of things, the Angels are a buyer in the market, not a seller. But it's just my intuition. I'm not expecting a trade. The price for any of the big-name players is too high. It's the Rodlin. Bounced off the plate, foul. We've heard that any package for a deal that would involve, we'll say, Miguel Tejada or Alfonso Soriano, well, it's going to involve Howie Kendrick, Brandon Wood, maybe Irvin Santana, perhaps McPherson and Kochman, but it's going to involve some top-flight talent. It's to Rodlin. Slice foul into the third base dugout. He is taking aim at his own teammates. It's the second ball that Rodlin has hit into the third base dugout. Brent Del Chiaro puts on a helmet. And now Ken Patterson puts on a catcher's mask. And they both lean up onto the railing of the third base dugout and have a little fun. The stretch by Haber and the 1-2. Rodlin chops it slowly towards third. Hansen charges, gloves, bobbles, throws on the run, gets the out by a half step. 5-3 on the last out of the top of the 5th. The Travelers no runs, still no base hits, and 1 man left. No hits through 5 for Haber, and the Cardinals lead 2-0. Go to the last of the 5th on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
You know, to become the best barbecue restaurant in Little Rock, it takes dedicated people like us here at the Pig and Pig that are willing to wake up with the pigs to make sure that we bring home the best of the best in them hogs. Now, it's not the job for everyone, but you got to do what you got to do to make sure that every day is the best dang hog day ever. And here at the Pig and Pig, it's always the best. We slow cook our barbecues daily, making sure that it's lip-hugging good. Heck, we're known as the Great American Barbecue House here in Little Rock. We're also known around these parts as having the best dang catfish anywhere. So no matter what you're in the mood for, ribs, catfish, chicken, here at Pig and Chick, you'll always get the best meal in town. So come join us for lunch, dinner, or even let us cater your next event. Here at Pig and Chick, we take catering seriously, and we're going to make sure that your event is a huge success.
Pig in or pig out at Pig and Chick, located at 7824 JFK in Sherwood. Call us for takeout at 834-5456. And it's the same number for catering, 834-5456. Here at Pig and Chick, people start pigging out at 10:30 a.m. daily and don't stop till 9 p.m. Oh, by the way, did I mention the cafe?
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
In the last of the 5th inning, Traveler right-handed starter Rafael Rodriguez will face the top of the order. That's the part of the order that has given him such trouble today. Both of the runs have been scored by the center fielder Sean Boyd, who has hit 2 doubles off Rodriguez, and Boyd leads off the 5th. He led off the 1st, doubled, scored. Led off the 3rd, doubled, and scored. So Boyd has been most of the offense tonight. In fact, he has half of the Cardinal hit total in all their runs. Pitch to Boyd is on the outside corner for a called strike. Boyd now in an 8-game hitting streak. And you watch him play here, you wouldn't think he's the player that was batting under 200 at AAA Memphis. Swing and a miss on the Rodriguez slider, and it's 0-2. Boyd wasn't even going to be the everyday center fielder last year for Springfield, but with Reed Gurecki suffering a foot injury earlier in the year, Boyd took over de facto in center and had a decent year and earned his promotion, but he's already back. Rodriguez looking to retire Boyd for the first time. Having some trouble finding a sign. Now he does. The windup, 2-strike pitch, a very high fastball. We'll check Major League scores this inning on the Southwest Airlines scoreboard. Angels out of Tampa Bay today. They had a 2-0 lead in the 6th, but Irvin Santana couldn't hold it. Here's the 1-2, and Boyd hits a high fly to shallow right center. Charging in is Haynes, but he can't get there. It falls in, and a blue base hit for Sean Boyd. He has gone a perfect 3 for 3. Santana gives us 2 in the 6th and 4 runs in the 7th inning. All told, Irvin gives up 6 runs in under 7 innings, and it's the Devil Rays leading 6-2 over the Angels in the 8th. Angels started today tied atop the American League West with the Oakland A's. A's will be getting underway in about 30 minutes. Hosting Boston, Jason Windsor, who pitched for Midland in the championship series last year, will face Kurt Schilling. Here's the pitch to McCoy. Very high fastball, and McCoy had a dunk underneath it. 1 ball, no strikes. Baltimore over KC, 4-2, top 5. Royals have committed 3 errors. They got a homer from Mark Teehan, his 10th. Yankees 3, Rangers 2, 4th inning at Ballpark in Arlington. Rodriguez facing McCoy, who has dropped a sac bunt and reached on an error, charged to Brown in the 3rd. Brown is at the cut of the grass, and the pitch to McCoy. Chopper towards the hole at short. Backhand by Wood. Goes to second for the out. Rodlin's relay will not be in time. Forced play at second with Boyd out, 6-4. He takes Rodlin out, and they both get up together in a heap of arms and legs. McCoy on the fielder's choice, now at first. 1 away, and Juan Richardson the batter. Minnesota and the White Sox battling into the 6th inning, 1-1 at U.S. Cellular. Kubel, a home run for the Twins. Jim Thome at his 33rd for the White Sox. And Detroit now trailing Cleveland 8-7 at the top of the 7th inning. Dimitri Young homering for the 2nd straight night. Brandon Inge hits his 20th for the Tigers. Richardson is 0 for 1, but he has hit 2 flyouts to right field. Go to first, McCoy back. Richardson's first flyout back in the 1st inning was a sacrifice fly, scoring Boyd from 3rd. And Richardson almost homered in the 3rd inning. Another throw back over, sending McCoy diving. He is safe. Richardson's fly ball in the 3rd took Nathan Haynes all the way to the right field warning track, and he made the grab. Watch out for McCoy. 23 steals. Caught just 6 times. And another throw over by Rodriguez. McCoy back in there without having a dive. Get to those National League scores in a moment. It's the Cardinals leading the Travs 2-0 tonight here in the last of the fifth. They get the leadoff man on, but then McCoy bounces into the fielder's choice. Here's the pitch. Richardson, a line drive to deep left that's over Bacon's head. He has to play it on the warning track. There goes McCoy for third base. They'll hold him up at third, and a good idea because the throw came right into Wood, who quickly fired to Bobby Wilson. His throw comes all the way through the plate. McCoy at third. Richardson doubles. And another jam for Rafael Rodriguez. Second and third for the Cards, and only one out. Nick Stavinoha already has one RBI double tonight. Cardinals, by the way, out of their 6 base hits, they've hit 5 doubles and just 1 single. That was the blue single that started this inning for Sean Boyd. But the Travs, who trailed 2-0 and still have not recorded a base hit off Eric Haberer, have to bring the infield in. Stavinoha is a fly ball hitter, although he has bounced into the 9 double play. The stretch and the pitch. Bringing a miss on a slider in the dirt, ball 1. Pardon me, strike 1. Stavinoha flied to right in the first inning. And a double in the third that went inside the left field corner. Knocked in Boyd. Third base, McCoy. Richardson at second. Infield even with the bases. The 0-1 to Stavinoha. Lifted in the air to deep left center. That is a chance to get out, and it is off the top of the wall. They've already started the home run siren. McCoy tagging third. He scores. Back to third base gets Richardson just ahead of the throw. Stavinoha pulls up at second base with an RBI double. His second run-scoring double of the night, and the Cardinals lead 3-0. Ty Boykin out of the dugout questioning why Richardson wasn't called out as he circled third base when Brandon Wood took the relay throw from the left field wall. Richardson dove back into the bag and just barely beat round tag. The ball hit the very top of the left center field wall. This padded fence, which stands about 8 feet tall all the way around, has a yellow tape all the way around it like most ballparks do, and that hit off the very top of the yellow line and then bounced in the air back into the field of play. And McCoy was holding at third base just in case the ball was caught. He scores on the play to make it 4-0. Richardson holding up at third base. They've said the Cardinals have scored 2 runs in the inning, but they've only scored 1. This should be a 3-0 game. The scoreboard has it incorrectly. Ken Patterson with a very quick visit as he has the meeting broken up already. Stavinoha hits the Cardinals' 6th double of the night. It's back-to-back doubles, with Richardson only able to advance to third base. Second and third for the Cardinals, 3-0, and here's Amaury Marti. Infield again, no choice but to play up. Marti struck out twice against Rodriguez. No action in the bullpen yet. And the pitch, swing and a miss. He's really getting Marti out in front of the slider. Strike 1. Stavinoha now with 2 RBI doubles tonight. 15 doubles on the year and 39 RBIs. Cardinals have a chance to break it open with a 3-0 lead. And the Travelers still without a base hit. 0-1 pitch to Marti. Lined it foul into the concourse along the first base stand. Strike 2. Rodriguez was able to strand runners at second and third base 2 innings ago after Stavinoha's first RBI double. They struck out Marti and then got Harther swinging. Rafi's night may be hanging on a string here, though still nobody warming up in the Traveler pen. 2 strikes to count on Marti. Here it is. Struck him out for a third time. Chased the pitch in the dirt, and there's the second out of the inning. A 3-pitch strikeout taking care of Marti, and apparently Rafael Rodriguez has found a hole in the Marti swing. 2 outs. And now Harther stands in. Harther has 1 of the Cardinals' 6 doubles. A 1-out shot in the second, and he struck out in the third. 1 for 2. Left-hand batter, Rodriguez, leaning in, gets the sign. The infield plays for Harther to pull. And the pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul. Goes to the first base coach's box. Joe Cunningham is unable to make the play, and the count is 0-1. Rodriguez over 4 2/3 innings now, allowing 3 runs on 7 base hits, 4 strikeouts. He's walked just 1 batter, but of the 7 hits, 6 are doubles. Hasn't been the homer that has caused Rafi a troublesome night. It's been the 2-base hit. Here's the 0-1 to Harther. Swing and a miss. Sinking fastball. He was way in front. Strike 2. Arthur twirls the bat around, and Wilson puts the target inside. And it is in the dirt, but Arthur couldn't hold back with a check swing. Carries it through the strike zone, and he is out on strikes on a slider in the dirt. Rodriguez strikes out Arthur for the 2nd time, leaving 2 men on base. The Cardinals score 1 run on 3 base hits. They strand 2. We'll go into the top of the 6th inning. Springfield leads 3-0 on Air America Little Rock 1380.
An accident involving a large truck can cause a lot of damage. If you're injured, you need a law firm that knows what they're doing. And while facts differ and results vary, we've had a verdict as large as $12.5 million in a single tractor-trailer case. Put this experience on your side. Call us at Gary Eubanks & Associates. We'll win your case, or you don't owe us a dime.
1, 2, 3.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh?
These studies show that people following a proper reduced-calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
Want to buy a new car? Take a dream vacation, remodel your home, or finance just about anything? You can use the equity in your home to make it happen. Right now, Arkansas Federal Credit Union has a home equity line of credit with a 4-month fixed rate as low as 4.5% annual percentage rate with absolutely no fees. Plus, it's easier than ever to access your home equity loan using Arkansas Federal's Visa Platinum credit card. No checks, no hassles. Apply online at afcu.org or call 982-1000.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Could be a lot worse. After 5 innings, the Cardinals lead 3-0. Springfield, however, has stranded 6 men with 5 of them left in scoring position. So a 3-0 lead could be a lot more. Travelers, meanwhile, still in search of their first hit. Go to the top of the order, Nathan Haynes against Eric Haberer. With a curveball missing inside, it's a 1-0 count. Haberer has had to deal with just 4 base runners, all due to his own problems of 2 walks, 2 hit batters. Pitch to Haynes is chopped outside first, a foul ball, 1-1. Haberer has struck out 2 batters, actually 3 batters. Brandon Wood twice, Matt Pauley once. Haynes is 0 for 2. He flied to right, reached on a fielder's choice, and was caught stealing by Haberer in the 3rd inning. Third baseman Hanson in a little as the 1-1 comes to Haynes. And a fastball is inside, 2-1. 77 pitches now thrown by Haberer. So he has thrown a lot of pitches coming here into the 6th. As the 2-1 pitch, ground ball to first base, right to Richardson. He's down on a knee to field it. He takes it for the unassisted put-out. And Haynes is 0 for 3. Wayne Bacon is up next. Checking National League scores. Washington leading the Giants 7-6 in the 9th. Nats have overcome 3 San Francisco homers, including 2 by Ray Durham, who now has 18. Eliezer Alfonso hit his 7th. Arizona and the Phillies tied 4-4 in the 8th. Luis Gonzalez a home run for the D-backs, and Chase Utley hit number 17 for the Phils. Bacon, the batter from the right side. A pitch. Goes bunt and takes ball 1. Bacon walked in the 1st, stole 2nd, went to 3rd in a wild pitch, but was left at 3rd. He's the only Traveler to make it as far as 2nd base tonight. And then Bacon flied out in the 3rd inning. Haberer, 1-ball pitch. Squares around, got it down towards the left side of the mound, bobbled by Haber, and that costs him the play at first base. It will be the first base hit of the night for the Arkansas Travelers. A bunt single by Dwayne Bacon, and Haber had a chance for the play. He came over to the third base line, about 5 feet away from the line, and fielded the baseball, but as he turned to first, the ball came out of the mid just for a slight second, and that little bobble cost him the out. Now Brandon Wood, who has struck out in both at-bats at the plate. Pitch up high, ball 1. 3-0 Springfield here in the 6th. Back to the scores in the majors. Cubs have homered 3 times with Carlos Zambrano hitting his 4th of the year, and it's 8-6 Chicago at Shea Stadium in the 9th inning. 1-0 pitch. There goes Bacon. It's in the dirt. Bounces away. Bacon has second. He's on his way to third base. Johnson throwing all the way from the backstop. Bacon head first. Out at third base. Boykin disagreeing. And I think Tyrone has a legitimate beat. Bacon dove head first into third base. Henson tried to block his path at the base. And I thought Bacon got his right hand outside the knee of Hansen. The throw didn't beat Bacon, so I'm not quite sure how the out is recorded. But still, it'll be a steal for Bacon at second. Caught at third, attempting to advance 5-2. It was a long throw as well for Gabe Johnson all the way from the backstop. And to give him credit for that play. 2 balls, no strikes on Wood, and the base is empty. Haber's pitch. High fly ball to deep left center by Wood. Boyd is chasing it to the wall. It is gone. And Wood has hit his 22nd home run of the year. Too bad Bacon was thrown out at third base. Instead of it being a 1-run game, Wood's solo homer makes it a 2-run game. Number 22 for Wood, his 69th RBI of the year. And the Travs not only get their first base hit of the game after Bacon's bunt, and they've got back-to-back hits, but instead of it being 3-2 on that very close play at third base, I still think the Travs, the Cardinals caught a break on that play at third. Here's Brown, and Haber rocks and deals. Brown, a slow ground ball to the hole at short, circled around by McCoy, and he boots it. Brown reaches first. He's going to try for second base. Throw from the shortstop offline. Heads up base running by Brandon Wood. It'll be a 2-base error charged to McCoy. Brown saw that second base was open for just a split second, and he took the chance and gets in there. Tying run comes up, and it's Terry Evans. McCoy charged with his 24th error of the year. The Cardinals get some action to the bullpen and send the pitching coach Blaze Ilsley for a chat as he slowly walks to the mound. Travelers now trailing by 2 runs. It's Cory Doyne getting ready in the Cardinal bullpen. Doyne has had the Travs number this year, holding Arkansas to a .231 average. Haber had a no-hitter through 5 1/3 innings before Bacon puts down the bunt single. And after Bacon tried to go first to third on a pitch in the dirt when he was stealing second, Wood homers and Brown reaches on the error. That is Springfield's 15th error in their last 7 games. Its first error tonight. Evans about to step in. Perry has popped up and lined out to short. Really had a solid liner last time up. He represents the tying run. Minor league leader with 27 homers. Haber gives him a pitch, and it is low, ball 1. Speaking of home runs, the Travelers have now hit 117 homers with Wood's solo homer. That's the 3rd most home runs in the affiliated minors, and by far the Travelers have hit more homers than any team at AA. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Outside to Evans, ball 2. The team that has hit the 2nd most homers in AA are the Tulsa Drillers, and they are 5 homers behind the Travs. But Arkansas has also allowed more homers than any team in the affiliated minors at 235, or the 119. Arkansas has been involved in 236 home runs. And over the course of 100 games, that's almost 2.5 home runs per game. So the last 2 years, your Travs have been the premier power team in all of the minors. It's a 2-0 count on Evans. And here it is. High and outside, ball 3. Greg Porter waiting on deck. 152 homers for the 2005 Arkansas Travelers, which was the best amongst Double-A. Travs need to hit 32 more homers to equal last season's total, and they could do it. 3-0. Outside, ball 4. The tying run is on deck. The go-ahead run comes to the plate. And we'll see if the Cardinals stick with Haber. You've got a left-hand batter, Porter, coming up. Chris Maloney is stewing in the first base dugout, leaning up on the railing along one of the stairwells. He is elected to stick with Haber. Doyne is just a couple of minutes into his warm-up. Porter, with 2 homers last night, has been hit by a pitch and grounded out tonight. Center fielder Boyd is holds a position in left center, opening up a gap in right. And the first pitch to Porter. Swing and a miss on the slider, strike 1. On a final out of Atlanta, Florida wins 2-1. Cody Ross hitting 2 solo homers. Travs have an opportunity here. 2 on, 2 out. The 0-1 to Porter. In for strike 2 on a curveball. Porter disagreeing with the plate umpire Banks, but Greg did not pick up that pitch very well. That curveball forced him to back out of the box before it zipped over the inside corner. 0-2 on Greg. Haber on the night and struck out 3 batters. One of them gets the left-hand batting Pauly. 2-strike pitch. Swinging a pop fly out of play over the Redbird roost at the third base seat. Pittsburgh and Milwaukee tied 1-1 in the 8th. Burnett's a homer for the Bucks. Fielder for the Brew Crew. Cincinnati over Houston 1-0 in the 7th. St. Louis and the Rockies 0-0 going to the 3rd. Here's 3-1 Springfield, top of the 6th, 2 outs. Brown at second, Evans at first for the Travs. Haber at the belt, and the pitch to Porter. Swing and a miss, chase one into the dirt, strike 3. The 6th inning over for the Travs. They managed 1 run on 2 base hits, 1 Cardinal error, and 2 men left. Bottom 6 on the way, 3-1 Springfield on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
It takes teamwork to be able to reach new goals in today's complex business environment. Each one of us should strive to be a step ahead and know how to compete in a rapidly changing world. The ITT Tech School of Business is about helping people prepare for the challenges of a competitive world. ITT Technical Institute School of Business, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
What if there were no bad drivers? What if everyone always followed the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. That's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safe. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with a safe driving bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with deductible rewards. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Dan. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible rewards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northport, Illinois.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Travs finally get their first hit and their first run of the night, but leave the tying runs on base in the 6th. Brandon Wood hits his 22nd home run of the year to bring Arkansas within 2. Rafael Rodriguez takes the mound for another inning of work. He has battled through 5 innings, giving up 3 runs on 7 base hits. He has stranded 6 men, 5 in scoring position. It will be the bottom 3 hitters of the Cardinals' order: Travis Hansen, Jarrett Hoffpauir, and Gabe Johnson. Rafael has struck out 5 batters, each of them the 5 and 6 hitters. Amari Marquis, 3 strikeouts. Cody Harther, 2. Rodriguez has issued only 1 walk, and the Cardinals are swinging very early in the count, very aggressive tonight against the 21-year-old right-hander. Rodriguez to face Travis Hansen. We go for 2, sliding out to right and flying to left. First pitch is low and outside, ball 1. Nobody warming up in the Arkansas bullpen, with Rodriguez working into the 6th inning. And the 1-ball pitch to Hansen. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch, moving down and in at the ankle. And now the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Rafi kicks and deals. Outside, 2-1. We'll check Texas League scores this inning. Travelers start today 1 game back at Wichita for first in the North. Here's the 2-1 from Rodriguez. Hansen takes a slider under the knees. Ball 3. Tulsa leads Wichita 11-5, with Jordan Zarnicki hitting 2 homers. The Drillers have hit 4. Tulsa now 1 home run behind Arkansas for the league lead. 3-1 pitch, chopper to second base. Moving towards his right is Rodlin, and the throw is in time. 1 away, and that'll bring up Hoffpauir. Colina and Colonel, the other 2 homers for the Drillers. Alex Gordon, a home run for the Wranglers, his 16th, and the Drillers lead by 6, 11-5. Wichita now, if you count the last 2 games, well, today and yesterday, has given up a total of 27 runs, really through just a game and a half. Hoffpauir is walking fly to center. Rodriguez comes home to the light right-hand hitter. Down and in, ball 1. San Antonio gets a 2-1 lead over Corpus Christi. They're in the 6th. Missions have a 1-game lead over the Hooks for the South Division lead. Here's the 1-0. Hoffpauir, slow grounder, hugs the third base line, and it goes foul. Called foul immediately, and apparently that ball after it hit the bats on Hoffpauir on one of his cleats. Corpus Christi right fielder Hunter Pence hit his 23rd home run of the year, and he is 2 home runs behind Joe Kishansky of Tulsa for the league lead. The other game at Midland is led by Frisco, 6-5. Rough Riders lead it in the 6th. Fasano, a homer for the Riders. Tiger for Midland. A 1-1 comes to Hoffpauir. Fastball hit towards the gap in right center field. Chasing Evans and Haynes is between them. Haynes picks it up at the fence, and Hoffpauir holding at second base. Double number 6 on the night for the Springfield Cardinals on their 7th base hit of the night. That's something else. It's actually their 7th double of the night. 7 doubles out of 8 base hits overall. And their 1 cheap base hit was Boyd's 3rd hit of the night, the bloop single into right. And every other base hit off Rafael Rodriguez has been a double. And the Cardinals out hitting the trap 8-2. Here's Gabe Johnson, who is 0 for 2. Right-hand batter, Hoffpauir, the runner at second of the pitch. Outside for a ball. Johnson has grounded to short and lined out to second base. He forced Rodriguez to throw 9 pitches in their previous meeting in the last of the 4th inning. We're in the last of the 6th here. Cardinals lead 3-1. Rodriguez, 1-ball pitch. Fastball at the letters, a strike to Johnson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Troy Patton, by the way, was making his Double-A debut for Corpus Christi, giving up 2 runs in 5 innings. Pitch in the dirt, got through Wilson. Tried to block that slider, but couldn't. Gets to the backstop, and that'll move Hoffpauir to third. On a wild pitch from Rafael Rodriguez, his 10th of the year. 2 balls and a strike on Johnson, just 1 out, and now Rodriguez has to deal with a runner at third. third time over the last 4 innings, Rodriguez has a runner at third base and less than 2 outs. He's been able to strand 6 men so far, 5 in scoring position. And yet again, the infield plays up. There's some action in the bullpen. Miguel González getting ready. 2-1 pitch to Johnson. Swinging a high drive. Deep left center. Evans chasing it to the warning track. He leaps at the wall. It's gone. 2-run homer for Gabe Johnson. His second home run of this series. And the Cardinals take their biggest lead of the night, 5-1. Another extra base hit for the Cardinals, their 8th extra base hit of the night, their 9th hit total, and it's a 5-1 Cardinal lead. Home run number 23 of Rafael Rodriguez, leading the Texas League in home runs allowed. And Sean Boyd back at the plate, looking for his 4th base hit. The pitch from Rodriguez is right into the dirt, ball 1. González has only been warming up for a couple of minutes. And it looks like Rodriguez does not have much left. Boyd has 2 doubles and a single. The pitch to the righty. On the corner inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Johnson now with 3 home runs this year, 2 of them in this series. And he is crunching the ball against Arkansas. Here's the 1-1. Boyd, a high drive to deep center, and Evans going back to the wall, leaping into the fence. He makes a spectacular catch and absorbs quite a blow by the padded outfield wall. He absorbs the blow, stays on his feet, and flips it back to the infield. Great catch by Terry Evans with no thought of how close he was to the wall. He just leaped right into it. That's almost the same kind of play he attempted on the Johnson homer, but Johnson's ball got over the fence, and Evans went crashing into the wall for that one. With 2 stars for Terry on that play as Mike McCoy steps in. Rodriguez winds and throws home, and it's down low for ball 1. That's the first time Boyd has been kept off the bases, as he's 3 for 4. McCoy, a sacrifice bunt, is reached on an error and a fielder's choice, scored a run in the 5th. Cardinals leading by 4, their biggest lead of the night, 5-1. The 1-0 to McCoy is on the outside corner, strike 1. The 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. Troublesome night here for Rafael Rodriguez. 5 runs in 5 2/3 innings. Came in with an ERA at 7.12, and it's going to go a little higher. The 2-1 pitch. McCoy bends back from a tight fastball, 3-1. Juan Richardson is on deck. He has home run power. And Rodriguez leaving pitches up in the strike zone here in the 6th. 3-1 to McCoy. Popped it up down the right field line. Hawley chasing it. That's over his head, but Haynes has it measured as he crosses the foul line in medium depth right. Haynes makes the catch to put it into the 6th inning. The Cardinals scored 2 runs on Johnson's 2-run homer. 2 runs, 2 hits, nobody left. 6 innings in the scorebook. It's the Cardinals leading 5-1. This is Arkansas Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Are you tired of going to parts stores where you have to stand in line to get your parts and then have to go stand in another line to pay for them? Well, come to O'Reilly Auto Parts, where we have simplified the process to get you in and out faster every time. Best of all, O'Reilly has more knowledgeable people to make sure you get the right parts you need the first time. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts at better prices and no lines to jump around in.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
New windows? You know you need them. Your energy bills are high, and your home is uncomfortable when your windows are drafty and noisy. So who can you count on for energy-efficient windows at a fair price? Sears Home Services. Call Sears now for a free in-home consultation and estimate at 1-800-531-7785. Sears vinyl framed windows have multi-pane glass that may help reduce your energy costs. They glide in smoothly, tilt in for easy cleaning, and are virtually maintenance-free. And Sears makes getting your new custom-fit windows easy and affordable. Just call 1-800-531-7785 for a free in-home estimate. Not available in all areas. Energy savings may vary depending on your home and windows selected. Ask your representative for written warranty. Products and services provided by a Sears authorized contractor. License number available on request. So replace your old windows. Call Sears now at 1-800-531-7785. That's 1-800-531-7785.
Liberal Progressive Radio. It's kind of like a dream come true. Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDX North Little Rock.
Cardinals tack on 2 runs in the 6th inning, answering the Travs' 1 6th-inning run. Cardinals leading 5-1 after 6 innings. Springfield has really been in control of this game from the get-go as Arkansas was held hitless through the first 5 innings while the Cardinals built up a 3-0 lead. Springfield has removed their starting pitcher, Eric Haber, from the ballgame, and they go to Cory Doyne for the 7th. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the new AT&T. Check them out online at att.com. The new AT&T, your world delivered. Bobby Wilson leads off the 7th with Doyne from the right side delivering a ball up high. Numbers on Doyne is the 39th appearance of the year and 2nd of the series. 1 win, 3 losses, 4 saves. 1-0 to Wilson. Hard grounder right to the shortstop. McCoy gobbles it up. Works his way towards second base, winds up and fires across for the putout. And Wilson 0 for 3. This will bring up Matt Pauley. Doyne has put together a 3.09 ERA, working 44 innings and allowing 34 base hits. No homers, 27 walks, and 42 strikeouts. We saw him on Sunday when an inning and 2/3 of scoreless ball, striking out 2 batters and did not allow a hit. In relief of Haber, who is in line for the victory. Haber won his Double-A debut, but the Cardinals lost his last 2 starts. Pauley stands in on the pitch from Doyne. Inside, ball 1. Pauley struck out of the 2nd and was the 2nd batter hit by a pitch from Haber. Middle infielders very deep for Pauley. And the 1-0 pitch. That is under the knees again, ball 2. Haber tonight throws 92 pitches over 6 innings. Allows just 2 hits, 1 run. It is earned. 3 walks, 2 hit batters, and struck out 4. The 2-0 to Pauley. Line drive towards the right field gap, and that's in for a base hit. Got by Stavinoha. Goes to the fence, and Pauley will dig in a second and hold a stand-up double for the Traveler first baseman. Double number 9 on the season for Pauley. And there's the first double of the night for the Travelers. Meanwhile, the Cardinals have launched 7 doubles in this evening. Base hit number 3 for the Travs, and here's Eric Rodlin. Cory Doyne is appearing in his 8th game against the Travs. It's just the 7th hit he's given up. They're batting only .231 against him coming in. Doyne comes to the stretch. Rodlin the batter, and the pitch to the lefty. Ground ball through the right side, a base hit. Pauley center round third base. Stavinoha comes up throwing from right all the way through but offline. Pauley slides in with the Travs' 2nd run of the night while Rodlin goes to second, and it's 5-2. So back-to-back hits for the Travs. Rodlin knocking in Pauley with his 35th run batted into the year. And he takes second base on the throw home. So the Travs have something brewing here. 1 out, 1 run home. And Rodlin at second base after his 35th RBI of the year. 5-2 Cardinals. Top of the order, and Nathan Haynes. Going from the stretch, the corners drawing up, and the pitch. In for a strike, off speed, right down the middle. Haynes is 0 for 3 with a fly ball to right, reaching on a fielder's choice to first, and bouncing out to first base. And a little bit in front of things today, but now facing a right-hand pitcher in Doyne rather than the lefty in Haber. Hanson, the only infielder playing up the 0-1. Tight and a little bit high. Ball 1, 1-1 on Haynes. Doyne allowing a run, just 3 batters into the 7th inning. Comes to his letters, and the pitch to Haynes. Swing and a miss. Not enough on the fastball, strike 2. Doyne had a productive season last year as a Springfield reliever. Saved 19 games, put together a 195 earned run average in 48 appearances. He was their hammer out of the pen. 1-2 to Haynes. Check swing. It is off the outside corner with that off-speed pitch from Doyne, and it's a 2-2 count. Dwayne Bacon waiting on deck, and then Brandon Wood has homers today. Haynes trying to bring home Rodlin himself. Doyne turns to second base and doesn't throw. Fourth run charged to Doyne over his last 2 innings. Trying to hold the lead here in the 7th. Tying run on deck. 2-2 pitch. Haynes takes it low and inside. A slider which broke off the plate just at the last moment. Doyne left scratching his head on the mound. He walks the backside, wipes his face. He definitely showed his displeasure with the no strike call. Count is full. Bacon waiting for a chance. The stretch. 3-2 pitch to Haynes. A swing and a miss, and he struck him out. A split-fingered fastball for the second out of the inning. That's Doyne's best pitch. Even with a 92 to 93 mile-an-hour fastball, that split-fingered, which comes out of a delivery that is straight over the top and dives down, is the best pitch that Doyne has in his repertoire. So the tying run stays on deck as Dwayne Bacon comes to the plate. Bacon will bat from the left side against the lefty Haber. He walked, slide to left, and dropped the bunt single. Now against the righty Doyne, the pitch in the dirt, and it's held by Johnson. Rodlin doesn't move off second base. Ball 1. Bacon a little bit stronger against right-hand batters. Remember, Dwayne is batting just .210 coming into the game today. .216 against right-handers. 186 against the southpaw. Corners up a little. Rodlin leads from second. Nobody holds. The 1-0 pitch. Bacon turns on it. A line drive, base hit to right field. Here comes Rodlin to third, and the stop sign is up. Bacon quickly back to first with a throw cut off by Richardson. Ball was hit too hard by Bacon to drive home Rodlin, and he advances to third base on the third hit of the inning. Bacon's second hit of the night. He's 2 for 3. And here comes Brandon Wood representing the tying run. Boykin very often is a very aggressive base coach. Blaze Hillsley was almost out of the dugout, and now he is out of the dugout, walking to the hill, and the pitching coach will meet with Doyne, who is kicking around some dirt on the pitcher's mound. You could see the reason why Boykin did not want to send Rodlin around third base, not with Wood coming up, represented the tying run. Home run will tie the ball game, and Wood has already homered once. Cardinals get their closer warming up in the bullpen. Mark Worrell, the funky delivering right-handed submarine sidearm pitcher with a lemon twist, is warming up in the pen. He's the league leader, saving 23 games. So who knows? Maybe there's a chance that the Cardinals would bring in their closer in the 7th, but it will be Doyne going up against Brandon Wood. Wood struck out in his first 2 at-bats and then homered in the 6th. Doyne is ready, and the pitch to Wood in the dirt, bounces off to the left. There goes Bacon for second, and there's no throw. Second and third, 2 outs on the wild pitch from Cory Doyne. Third wild pitch of the year for Doyne. And Wood is set up to either get the Travs within 1 run with a base hit, or who knows, 22 home runs on the season. We do the math. And remember, Doyne hasn't allowed a home run all year. A stretch on the 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a foul back. Wood got one to handle there. And he put a nice swing on, very quick. I'll tell you, once Wood continues to improve on the rate that he has improved this year, and remember, at only 21 years old, he still has plenty of time left to mature. Those quick wrists are going to turn into some kind of major league hitter. 1-1 pitch to Wood. Swing and a miss. Chase one outside. Sometimes the pitch selection not the best, but it will get better. Count is 1-2 on Wood. The door is open to tie the game, but it's open just a crack. Can Wood get his foot in that door? Going ahead, 1-2. And the kick, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got a fastball by Wood. The inning is over on the third strikeout of the night on Brandon. Travs managed 1 run in the 7th on 3 base hits. They strand 2 and will go into the 7th inning stretch. Springfield leads 5-2 on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
He's been a sports anchor on TV. He's reported on games of the Kansas City Chiefs. He hosts NFL postgame shows week after week. But he still hasn't quit his day job. Gordon Docking is the Chief Executive Officer of St. Mary's Hospital in suburban Kansas City. He's distinguished himself nationally as an innovator in healthcare, impacting the design of the hospitals of tomorrow. But before he was CEO, he was a master's degree student at Webster University. Today, he's an achiever in many walks of life. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success.
Here's the line to pitch on the way, and you can catch the Travs online at www.travs.com. The Arkansas Travelers have one of minor league baseball's most user-friendly websites with easy access to Travs game stories, up-to-date stats, and Texas League standings. You'll be informed about the Travs online at travs.com. Purchase tickets, Travs souvenirs, listen to the game. Hey, if you could buy hot dogs and popcorn on the website, it'd be like coming to the old ballpark. See us online, www.travs.com.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
It's the last of the 7th inning after takeout to the ball game has been sung at Hammond Field here in Springfield. Nightfall settles into the Ozarks, and the Travs trail Springfield 5-2. Bring out a new pitcher, Miguel González. Our first Traveler call of the bullpen brought to you by the new AT&T. You can turn a double play with AT&T Yahoo high-speed internet. Make calls and access the internet at the same time using just one line. Learn about it online at att.com. The new AT&T, your world delivered. It'll be González for the Travs going up against the number 3 hitter, Juan Richardson. He's followed by Nick Stavinoha and Amari Marti. González has struggled heavily recently. He's allowed a run in 6 of his last 7 outings. ERA bumped up to 6.33. Appearance number 19 for Miguel, 22-year-old right-hander from Mexico. And Juan Richardson, the batter, the pitch. A fastball right down the middle, strike 1. Richardson, a sac fly in the first. Slide out to the right field wall in the 3rd inning and doubled last time up. That's 1 for 2 with an RBI. González into the glove, the kick and the pitch. Inside of the right-hand batting Richardson, 1 ball, 1 strike. González has worked 27 innings, surrendering 28 base hits. 11 walks. He has struck out 21 and allowed 5 homers. 1-1. Fork ball low. 2 balls, 1 strike. 13 innings allowed by 13 runs allowed by González over those last 7 outings. And the 2-1 pitch to Richardson. High and outside, ball 3. Along with all the runs, more pitches out of the strike zone. González is number 1 leading aspect of him as a pitcher is control, but he's walked 6 batters over his last 6 outings. 3-1 pitch. Big swing, a foul back. Richardson tried to turn on the fastball, but the pitch got in on him, and the count is 3-2. Cardinals keep Worrell warming up in the bullpen, so it looks like they'll bring in Worrell for a 2-inning save, or at least a try for a 2-inning save. First, González looking for a scoreless 7th inning. Cardinals have scored in 4 of 6 innings against Rafael Rodriguez, and now the payoff pitch from González. Hard ground ball shot through the right side, a base hit. Leadoff single for Richardson, and it is his 4th base hit of the series. Hit number 10 for the Cardinals. And now it's Nick Stavinoha coming up. Stavinoha with 2 of Springfield's 7 doubles on the night. And as a matter of fact, that single by Richardson, just the 2nd single of the night for the Cardinals. With his 7 doubles, 1 homer, and 2 singles. Stavinoha, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and a fly out to right. Right-hand batter, here's a pitch from González. Missed high and inside, ball 1. González was the closer for a while there for the Travs. His last save came at the expense of Springfield on June 14th here at Hammond Field. The only game the Travs won of that series. 1-0 pitch is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. On that June 14th game, González went the last 3 2/3 innings to save a 5-3 Traveler win. Nick Green got that 2nd win of his season. 2-0 pitch. Fastball right down the middle, strike 1. Last time González pitched Saturday night at Tulsa, and the Travs 11-2 loss. González gave up 2 runs in 2 innings. A couple of hits, 2 walks as well. Richardson at first, no outs. Short lead by the base runner. 5-2 Cardinals. The pitch. Hard line drive to left, a base hit. Right between third and short. Aiken there to pick it up cleanly. He'll throw to second to try to get Richardson, who went around the base and gets back in front of the throw. 3rd hit of the night for Stavinoha. One of 2 Springfield starters with 3 hits, including center fielder Sean Boyd. 2 on, nobody out, and Amari Marti coming up. Marti couldn't figure out Rodriguez. Rafi struck him out 3 times. Rodriguez's line, by the way, 5 runs, 9 hits, and a walk over 6 innings. And he struck out 5 batters, only could be the losing pitcher tonight. Wilson with a very quick visit to the mound. And now González into the stretch. Marti waits from the right side. And the pitch on the west. Outside, a ball, 1-0. Marti has homered twice in the series. And he's just waiting for something to crush. He will not take anything but a huge, vicious swing. 1-0 pitch. Popped out of play. That forkball got in on his swing, and it's a ball and a strike as it goes over the first base roof. Rafi's ERA, by the way, which came in at 7.12, goes up to 7.15. 7.15 ERA over 17 starts. González dealing with 2 base runners and no outs. Trying to keep this a 3-run game. Here's the 1-1. Broken bat flare to short, taken by Wood on a bounce over to Roblin for the out. Relay double play. 6-4-3. On the first double play turn tonight, Marti breaks his bat, and the black barrel ends up past shortstop in short left field. So Wood, and we've talked about this with Matt Brown before, Wood had to dodge a bat with a very sharp end to it, and also pick up the baseball to deal with a base runner coming in front of him. So he had 2 different things to look at besides the baseball. A bat and a rather large man in Juan Richardson. And he makes the play anyway with Rodland, with Fulcrum with a double play. 2 outs, Richardson at third, and Harther the batter. Here's Gonzalez pitch. On the outside corner for a strike. Harther doubled in the second, but Rodriguez struck him out in the third and the fifth inning. He's been the last out. Each of his last 2 at-bats and is responsible for 4 men left on base. 0-1 pitch to Harther. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. Third base umpire Hansen gets the call on the appeal, and it's a ball and a strike. Last of the 7th inning, the Cardinals lead 5-2. Travelers have taken a 2-0 lead in this 5-game series. Where they're losing tonight. There's 2 innings left after this half. Here's the 1-1. Arthur backs away from the slider. A nice play by Wilson to save a wild pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cardinals have lost 6 straight games, trying to stave off their second 7-game losing streak of the year. 2-1 pitch to Arthur. Swinging a hard shot. Rodland scoops it up on a bounce from short right field. Gets up to his feet and throws Arthur out. Big play there by Rodland that saves a run. Richardson stranded at third base, and the Cardinals get no runs on 2 hits. Leave 1 man on. We played 7 at Hammond. Springfield leading by 3. A 5-2 score on Traveler Baseball here on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Coca-Cola is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. To stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste, 0 calories.
Ameripride Services is the linen and apparel company to get your team into a professional uniform program. Ameripride features a wide range of high-quality custom programs for the manufacturing industry, hospitality and food service, medical or dental uniforms, and professional and executive wear. Call 664-5575 to schedule a presentation with an Ameripride consultant. Also specializing in the finest quality table linens, rental mats, and restroom services. Call 664-5575 for Ameripride, the official garment supplier of the Arkansas Travelers.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge, from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sports Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Park, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Cardinals are going to their closer in the 8th inning. They brought on Mark Worrell, and they'll leave it up to Worrell to try to stop this 6-game Springfield losing streak. Worrell takes over for Cory Doyne, who pitches 1 inning, the 7th. Gave up 3 hits and a run, but left the tying runs on base. Struck out a couple of batters as well, and here is Worrell. A funky-looking right-hander, standing 6'1", weighs 190, out of the Sun Belt Conference's Florida International University. Cardinals picked him in the 2004 draft in the 12th round, and he was the Cardinals' minor league pitcher of the year last season. Saved a minor league high 35 games, and this season he's been able to duplicate that season, saving 23 games. Now Worrell has blown 6. 44th appearance, a 2-5 record to go along with those 23 saves. 330 earned run average, but he's been pretty much untouchable at Hammond Field. We'll give you those numbers in a moment as Matt Brown stands into the plate. Worrell whiplashes a pitch, and it's a high fastball, 1-0. In 23 games appeared at home, Worrell has allowed a 130 earned run average, and they've saved 14 games. 155 batting average against here at home. 1-0 to Brown. A low fastball, 2-0. Brown getting his 4th at-bat. He's grounded to short, slide to the center field track, and reached on an error last time up with a ground ball that went through to shortstop McCoy. Springfield leading 5-2. Out hitting the Travelers 11-5, each team committing one error. Worrell into the stretch and is 2-0. Brown swings and tips it, and it's held on by the catcher, 2-1. Worrell has worked 46 in the third innings this year, allowing 30 hits, 7 homers. That includes a walk-off grand slam in Little Rock by Greg Porter. 18 walks. He struck out 56 batters in the league, hits only 179 against Worrell. It's got an interesting mix of various breaking balls, curves, sliders, changeups, and the occasional fastball. 2-1 to Brown. Fastball popped up onto the right side, foul territory. Richardson over to the railing, leans in. It is 2 rows back. Richardson could not get there. 2-2. Offensive stars for the Cardinals today, Sean Boyd and Nick Stavinoha, each with 3 hits. Boyd 2 doubles, Stavinoha 2 doubles. Stavinoha has driven in 2. Boyd has scored twice. Travelers haven't had many offensive heroes tonight, only 5 base hits. 2 of them by Dwayne Bacon, Brandon Wood a homer. And Eric Roblin had an RBI single. 2-2 to Brown. Swinging a flare to shallow left center. That's going to fall in. A base hit for Matt Brown. Travs gets the leadoff man on for just the second time today. Harry Evans comes up. Base hit number 6 for the Travs. They didn't record a hit until the 6th inning. Evans looking for his first hit of the night. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Tying run on deck. Greg Porter will be up next, followed by Bobby Wilson. Brown now with a hit in 18 of his last 19 games. And they'll take a careful lead at first base. Worrell bending at the knees for the sign, and the stretch. Pitch to Evans. In for a strike with a fastball. Worrell is effective because of his stuff. It is effective stuff. Good pitches, slider, curve, changeup, fastball, as we mentioned. But he's also effective due to possibly the funkiest delivery this side of James Brown. Count is 0-1 on Terry Evans, the pitch. Swing and a miss. There's the changeup. Had him way in front. 0-2. Worrell, not only does he throw a cross between sidearm and underhand, but he also turns his back to the plate for a moment and kicks his leg and hides the ball very well. His ability to hide the baseball is one of his best attributes as a pitcher. 0-2, Evans take high and outside. Just announced the paid crowd for Hammons Field tonight, 6,975 at Hammons Field. About 200 under the Cardinals' average for the season. They're averaging 7,106 paid at the house. A 1-2 count on Evans. The pitch from Worrell. Swing and a miss, and Evans strikes out on the slider. 1 away in the 8th. 7th Traveler batter to go down on strikes today. Now it's Greg Porter. Porter's been hit by a pitch, grounded out, and struck out. 0 for 2 after a night where he finished with 3 hits and 2 homers. Worrell ready, and the pitch to Porter. It's outside, ball 1. Porter, on May 19th, hit the most dramatic home run of the season for the Travs. A walk-off grand slam off of Worrell in a game where Worrell really did not have much command. He's ready. And it's a 1-0 count on Porter. Long pause, and he's off the rubber. Worrell back on that night, May 19th, walked 2 batters, gave up 3 hits. Retired just 1 and was scored on 5 times. 1-0 pitch. Porter waits for the slider. It takes it. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cardinals leading by 3, 5-2. Top 8, 1 out. There goes the runner. The pitch is chopped to second base. Hoffpauir gloves it. Brown's already at second, so we'll throw Porter out at first. 2 away, and Porter makes the turn into the dugout, 0 for 3. Here's Bobby Wilson, the Traveler catcher and 7-hitter. Wilson, after homering twice last night, is 0 for 3, 3 ground outs. Brown holding at second, leading away, no one there to hold him. Big lead. Here's a pitch. Wilson about to show bunt, takes a strike on the outside corner. You've got the on-deck batter representing the tying run. And so Wilson trying to surprise the Cardinals as infielders are playing extremely deep. Wilson brings his feet together, and after time, it is granted. Cardinals have been in front since the first inning. And Large's lead was 5-1. Trav scored on the 7th to bring you within 3. The 0-1 pitch. Wilson swings and misses. Another Worrell breaking ball. Wilson waiting for it. Worrell looks Brown back to second and delivers. And it's popped up by Bobby on the right side of the infield. Right at first base, Richardson makes the catch with his foot on the bag. And the Travs leave a man on in the 8th inning. No runs, no one-base hit. And the Travelers trail into the last of the 8th. 5-2 on Air America Little Rock, 1380.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
AgPro knows you're patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at AgPro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Well, Phil, it's Clucker Car Night at Ray Winder Field Tuesday, August the 8th, and the Arkansas Traveler team, we've got them. We're the largest clunker car dealer in the state, Wild Phil, and we're not selling them, we're giving them away. Over 9 used cars given away free, and the Arkansas Traveler team is out to prove we're the #1 clunker car promoter in America. Be here at Ray Winder Field, Wild Phil, on Tuesday, August the 8th, and win a free clunker car.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Last of the 8th inning, and the Travelers down 5-2 to Springfield. Cardinals will be going up against right-hander Miguel González for a second inning. González snuck through the 7th after allowing hits to the first 2 batters. A double play and a nice play by Eric Rodlin for the last out. Travis Hansen leads off in the 8th for Springfield, followed by Jarrett Hoffpauir and Gabe Johnson. Travs will have one more chance to try to come back from 3 runs down. They'll be sending their number 8 batter, Matt Pauley, to start the 9th. First, González looking for a scoreless 8th. Hansen 0 for 3. Left-hand batter, and the first pitch, a changeup. He swings through, strike 1. Hansen is lined out, fly to left, and grounded to second. González with a ball in his glove, tucked under his elbow. Now the wind-up and the 0-1 pitch to Hansen. It's low, a ball and a strike. Other games in the league, Frisco 6, Midland 6, 8th inning. Wichita trailing Tulsa 12-7. Drillers have hammered 5 homers. Pitch is popped up. Left side towards the Traveler dugout. It is Brown at the warning track to make the catch. Third baseman brings it in, and there's one away on the foul out. Zarna keeps 2 homers for the Drillers. Smith, Colina, and Colonel each with 1. So now the Drillers have hit 117 home runs, tying the Trav's homer total, which is third most in the minors. And meanwhile, San Antonio is taking that 2-1 lead of the 9th over Corpus Christi. Mission's looking to put a 2-game difference between first and second place Corpus. Hoffpauir skies one to deep left center off Gonzalez. Evans going to the wall and makes the catch halfway on the warning track. 2 away. Hoffpauir only about 5 feet away from his second homer in as many nights. And he'll finish 1 for 3. Johnson coming up next. The biggest blow in this ballgame was Johnson's 2-run homer in the 6th inning off Rodriguez. That put the Cardinals in front 5-1. Johnson over the series now 4 base hits, 2 homers, 2 doubles, and 6 RBIs. Nobody on base here this time, and the pitch on the way from Gonzalez. Up high with a fastball, 1-0. One ball to count on the 9-hitter. The pitch, a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Hawley, Rodland, and Haynes are due to bat in the 9th against Worrell. Gonzalez kicks, and the pitch chopped off the plate and dribbling away from it. Foul to the backstop, 1-2. Gonzalez a strike away from a perfect inning. Here it is. Inside at the elbow to Johnson, ball 2. Gonzalez comes home in a 2-2 pitch. Struck him out swinging with a 4th ball. 1-2-3 go the Cardinals in the 8th inning. Travelers need 3 to tie and 4 to force a bottom of the 9th. Cardinals 5, Travelers 2. 9th inning is next on Air America Little Rock 1380.
It takes teamwork to be able to reach new goals in today's complex business environment. Each one of us should strive to be a step ahead and know how to compete in a rapidly changing world. The ITT Tech School of Business is about helping people prepare for the challenges of a competitive world. ITT Technical Institute School of Business. Education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste, 0 calories.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Last chance for the Arkansas Travelers, trailing Springfield 5-2 in the top of the 9th inning. Springfield scoring 5 runs in the first 6 innings. Travelers didn't score until the 6th. They were able to plate a run in the 6th and the 7th before Mark Worrell set them down in the 8th, leaving a runner at second base. Matt Pauley leading off against the Cardinal closer. Worrell will have to go through the 8, 9, and 1 hitters. to register the save. He's in search of his 24th. Haber, the pitcher of record for the Cardinals, 6 innings, 1 run. Travelers starter Rafael Rodriguez in line for the loss, 5 runs, 9 hits, 6 innings on Rodriguez. Here's Paulie. Scored the Traveler run in the 7th with a 1-out double and came home on Eric Rodlin's ground ball single to right. Worrell at the stretch from all times, and he's ready with the first pitch to Paulie. It is outside, ball 1. Worrell into the stretch. And the 1-0 pitch to Paulie. Swing and a line drive to center, but Boyd comes in and makes the catch. A well-hit ball by Paulie, but nothing to show for it. 1 away. Eric Rodlin comes up now. Worrell is not allowed an earned run in the month of July. 12 2/3 innings coming in. 3 runs all unearned. Here's a pitch to Rodlin. Hits the outside corner for a strike. Rodlin's line, a walk, a ground out, and an RBI single. 5 for 8 over the series. Travs need 2 base runners to bring up the tying run. Here's an 0-1 pitch. In for another strike. Backdoor slider. 0-2. Nothing in 2 on the 9-hitter. Haynes on deck. Travs down to their last 2 outs. 0-2 pitch from Worrell. Fastball high, and he threw it over the top that time. So yet another look from Mark Worrell, who gives you about 18 different looks. One-two pitch. Change up, a little dribbler, pass the mound towards short, cut off at third by Hansen, throws on the run, gets the out. 2 away. McCoy didn't have a play on the ball. Hansen had a cut across from third base. And still Rodlin was out by a good 2 feet. 2 outs. And here's Haynes. Cardinals 5, Travs 2. You got to get 2 consecutive base hits to bring up the tying run. Here's a pitch. Haynes takes outside a ball, 1-0. Haynes and Bacon will have to reach. Haynes 0 for 4. Bacon on base 3 times. Then Wood would have an opportunity. The 1-0 pitch. Inside, ball 2, 2-0. Worrell won 2-0 on the first batter he faced. Brown in the 8th inning. Hasn't been a 2-0 since. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to second base, and Hoffpauir gloves it. This will do it. Throw to first, and the game over. Travs go down in order in the 9th. Worrell saves it for Haber, and the Cardinals end their 6-game losing streak, beating the Travs by a 5-2 final score. The win goes to Haber. He's 2-2. The loss goes to Rafael Rodriguez. He is 4-6. Pardon me. Cardinals is 13-19 in the second half. Travelers drop back to 500 at 16-16. 5-2 the final. Springfield takes their first game of this series. Travelers now lead the series 2-1. We'll have the recap and the unofficial totals next. This has been Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock 1380 KPXE. Since 1901, the Arkansas Travelers have been making memories in the natural state. Like John Young launching a home run over the Mills Freeway to win the '77 Texas League title. People still talk about the explosive performances of Captain Dynamite or the Travs leadoff batter for the 1976 season, 3'4" Roscoe P. Stidman, and the unbelievable home run heroics of recent Travs Tommy Murphy and Mike Napoli.
And it's a grand slam! Tommy Murphy wins the game with a walk-off grand slam!
Now you, your friends, and family are invited to create some memories of your own as the Travs charge to the 74th and final season at Ray Winder Field.
Double play ends it. The Travs are the East Division champions.
Come share the excitement as the Arkansas Travelers celebrate their history with another winning season. For tickets, call 664-1555 or visit Travs.com.
Henry Morales has hit another ball onto the freeway. Get out of here.
The Arkansas Travelers, still the greatest game on dirt.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 and 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discounts you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Features optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company. North Brooklyn, Illinois.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir. What's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I take a sip, I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir. Stay with me. What's your name?
Robert.
Okay, Robert, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight down to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Open one, take a sip, and everything should be right back to normal.
Okay.
Don't worry, Robert. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
It's time now for the Allstate Insurance post-game show. Once again, here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Bill Elson.
Welcome back to Hammond Field for the Allstate Insurance post-game report after the Travelers' 5-2 loss at the hands of the Springfield Cardinals. Bill Elson with you. Allstate believes it's time to make the world a safer place to drive. That's Allstate stands. Are you in good hands? Unofficially, our final totals, the Travelers scored 2 runs on 6 base hits, committing 1 error and stranding 8. Springfield scored 5 runs on 11 hits with 1 error, stranding 7. End of a recap, Springfield got ahead against Rodriguez in the very first inning. Sean Boyd smacked a leadoff double down the third base line. He would be bunted at third by Mike McCoy and sacrificed home by Juan Richardson. Boyd just barely beat the throw home, and the Cardinals led 1-0. Meanwhile, the Travelers did not get a base hit over the first couple of innings. They didn't have their first hit since the 6th. And the Cardinals tacked on another run in the third. It started with another leadoff double by Sean Boyd. McCoy, after unable to get the bunt down in fair territory, hit a ground ball to third base. Matt Brown on the chopper, unable to handle the baseball. The in-between off caught him on the glove and bounced away with Boyd holding his second on the error. It would be first and second and nobody out for the Cardinals. Juan Richardson then hit a deep drive to the right field wall. Nathan Haynes with a nice running catch for the first out of the inning. Boyd advancing to third on the play. He would score when Nick Stavinoha hit a line drive to the left field corner for a double, and with Boyd coming home, it was 2-0. McCoy held up at third base, and the Cardinals had a chance to break it open in the third, but Rodriguez answered by striking out Amari Marti and Cody Arthur to strand 2 runners, ending that third inning. 2-0 Springfield after the third. They would tack on another run in the fifth. Leadoff single by Sean Boyd. He was forced to second on Mike McCoy's ground ball to short. McCoy beat the relay. and advanced to third base on a Juan Richardson double into the left field gap. So second and third for Nick Stavinoha, just one out, and Stavinoha hit a drive to left center. Looked like it had a chance to get out of the park, but it hit the very top of the left field wall, right on that yellow home run line that goes from corner to corner. With McCoy holding at third base in case the ball was caught, he's the only run that scored on the double for Stavinoha. Richardson held up at third base. It'd be 3-0 Springfield, and Rodriguez answered with another 2 strikeouts of Marquis and Harther, leaving 2 runners on. Still, the Travs had no base hits off Eric Haber until the first out of the 6th inning when Dwayne Bacon dropped a bunt on the third base line. Haber was able to pick up the baseball but couldn't get it out of his glove, and Bacon was ruled safe on a bunt single. Then Haber throws a pitch into the dirt with Bacon running for second. He would make the turn, try to advance to third base. Johnson, the catcher, goes to the backstop, fields the ball on the warning track, and from his knees throws to third base. Bacon arrived before the ball did. Still, he was called out. Apparently, the third base umpire, Hansen, said that Travis Hansen had blocked third base, and so Bacon was thrown out 5-2. That really hurt because Brandon Wood followed with a solo home run to left center, his 22nd of the year. So instead of it being a 3-2 game, it was the Cardinals 3 and the Travelers 1. Travs had a chance to tie it. They had Brown reach on a fielding error by McCoy. Then Haber walked Terry Evans on 4 pitches, so you had the tying run at first. But Greg Porter struck out to end the inning. It was 3-1 Springfield going into the last of the 6th. Rodriguez came back out. He allowed a 1-out double to Jarrett Hoffpauir, and Gabe Johnson followed with a second home run of the series to left center. Homer number 3 on the year for Johnson, and the Cardinals led 5-1. So the Travs in a 4-run hole going into the last 3 innings. They would manage just 1 run. Came in the 7th against the reliever Cory Doyne. Matt Pauley had a 1-out double to right and scores on Eric Rodlin's ground ball to right field. That would make it 5-2. Rodlin goes to second base on Stavinoha's throw home, and with 2 outs, Dwayne Bacon drove a single to right field, but Ty Boykin held Rodlin at third base to give Wood a chance to tie the game, but Doyne struck out Wood. Brandon strikes out for the 3rd time in the game on a fastball, and that ended the Travelers' threat. They would not threaten Worrell over the last couple of innings, and they go on to lose by the final of 5-2. Winning pitcher is Eric Haber. He goes to 2-1. Rodriguez drops to 4-6. Worrell saves his 24th. Johnson, the only homer, his 3rd of the year. And Brandon Wood also homers for the 22nd time. Time of game was 2 hours, 39 minutes. The paid house was 6,975. Travs dropped to 16-16 in the second half. At the moment, a game and a half in back of Wichita. Overall, Arkansas 40-62. Springfield ends a 6-game losing streak with their 13th win since the All-Star break. Second half Cardinal record is 13-19. They go to 52-48 overall. Season series in favor of the Cardinals. Cardinals winning 11 and the Travs winning 6. Final score: Springfield 5, Arkansas 2. We'll check the totals around the Texas League and the majors next on the out-of-town scoreboard on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste, 0 calories.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better, all because 2 great companies that you know and trust, have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most. Yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and FCC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with products and services to keep you connected to work, home, to life. Introducing the new AT&T, your world delivered.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Coming into today's ball game, the Travs resided in second place in the Texas League North by 1 game behind the Wichita Wranglers. Now with the loss, the Travs are a game and a half out. Wichita is taking it on the chin once again after the Wranglers lost an 8-run lead last night and were blown out by Tulsa 16-11. It is the Drillers leading 13-7 going into the 8th inning at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. 5 home runs for the Drillers. Jordan Zarnicki is at 2. He now has 11 on the year. Seth Smith at his 10th. Alvin Colina, number 8. And Christian Colonel hit his 4th. 1 homer for the Wranglers. Alex Gordon hit his 16th. Got another game in progress at Midland. Frisco just broke a 6-6 tie in the 8th. It's 7-6. The Rough Riders lead by a run going into the last of the 8th inning. Jim Fasano has homered for Frisco, his 6th. Mark Kiger connected on number 4 for Midland. Here's a final out of San Antonio with Travis Chick beating Troy Patton in a matchup of highly touted prospects. San Antonio beats Corpus Christi by a final score of 2-1. Chick goes 6 innings for the win, allowing a run on 6 base hits and 4 strikeouts. Patton loses his Double-A debut, gives up 2 runs, 1 earned on 4 hits and 3 walks, struck out 6 over 5 2/3 innings. He had 1 homer in the game, hit by Corpus Christi right fielder Hunter Pence, is 23rd in the year, ranking 2nd in the league behind Joe Kashansky by 2 home runs. So that means the Missions now have a 2-game lead over Corpus Christi for the South Division lead. Meanwhile, the Travelers still, again, are 1.5 games out, but most likely be 1 game out heading into tomorrow's ball game. Checking Major League scores. Here's what's in progress. Mid-11 at Philadelphia. It's a 6-5 lead for the Diamondbacks. Luis Gonzalez and Carlos Quentin have homered for the D-backs. Chase Utley, 2 homers for the Phillies. St. Louis, after getting blanked by Jeff Francis yesterday, the Cardinals lead 1-0 in the 8th inning on an Albert Pujols solo homer, his 33rd of the year, and Chris Carpenter working on a 6-hitter through the first 7 innings. San Diego and the Dodgers in the 4th at Dodger Stadium. Mike Cameron, a home run for the Padres, 15th, and it's 2-0 Padres. Over to the games in the American League in progress. It's the Yankees 7 and the Texas Rangers 4. They're in the 9th inning in Arlington. Aaron Geil homering for the Yankees, his 4th, and Rod Barajas homering for the Rangers, his 9th. The Kansas City Royals trailed Baltimore 4-0 in the 4th inning, but the Royals have taken the lead 7-5. They're going into the top of the 9th at Kauffman Stadium. Former Midland Rockhound third baseman Mark Kean hit 2 homers, now with 11 on the year, and a former El Paso Diablo, Luis Torrero, who used to be the top prospect for the Diamondbacks, now in center field for the Orioles. Torrero hit his first home run of the season. Top 3 at Oakland, and the Boston Red Sox getting 2 homers to lead the Oakland A's 4-1. Manny Ramirez hit his 28th. Trot Nixon hit his 7th. Toronto 3, Seattle 0. That game in the top of the 4th at Safeco Field. Here are the final scores. The Angels lose to Tampa Bay 6-3 with Urban Santana's 7-game winning decision streak losing. He drops to 11-4. Switzer gets the win 2-1. Ty Wigginton homered off Santana to tie the game in the 6th. Wigginton's 17th home run of the season. So the Angels have started today in a tie with the A's for first place, just a half game in front of Texas. The Halos at the moment a half game out, but Oakland losing at the moment. Minnesota has defeated the White Sox 4-3. Jose Contreras loses his 3rd straight decision after not losing 17 straight decisions. Johan Santana picks up his 12th win of the year. Contreras drops to 9-3. Former Shreveport right-hander Joe Nathan saves his 20th. 2 homers for each team. Bartlett and Kubel for Minnesota. Creedy and Thome for the White Sox. Thome hitting his 33rd home run of the year. To the National League, Washington beats San Francisco 8-6. 3 homers in the loss for the Giants. Ray Durham hits 2 with 18 on the year. And Eliezer Alfonso hit his 7th. Ramon Ortiz gets the win. He is 7-9. Former Traveler Matt Morris drops to 8-8 with the Giants. Chad Cordero saved his 16th of the year. Chicago beats the Mets 8-6 with the Cubbies smacking 3 homers in the victory. Carlos Zambrano hit his 4th of the season and picks up his 11th win. Phil Nevin and Ramos Ramirez also go deep for the Cubs. Carlos Beltran hit his 28th for the Mets. And Andy Chavez, a former Wichita Wrangler center fielder, hit his 2nd. Florida outduels Atlanta 2-1 with Cody Ross hitting 2 home runs for both Marlins runs. Now it's 6 on the year. Rookie Sanchez is 4-0 with a win. James the loss 4-1. Joe Borowski saving his 21st. Pittsburgh scores 5 runs in the 8th inning, beating the Milwaukee Brewers 6-5. Jeremy Burnett takes 2 homers on the ball game, now with 14 on the year. Prince Fielder takes the loss, takes his 18th home run of the season. It was Ian Snell, rookie right-hander, winning his 9th for Pittsburgh, and Darren Bush, the loser, falls to 6 and 8. Our last final comes from Houston. The Rocket loses to Aaron Harang and the Cincinnati Reds 2-0. Yet another shutout loss for Houston with Roger Clemens on the mound. Clemens pitched well but loses his 4th, dropping to 2-4. Harang, a former Midland Rockhound, wins his 11th of the season, and Bray came on in the 9th, saving his 1st of the year. Okay, one more look at that game at Wichita. The Travs a game and a half in back of the Wranglers for first in the North Division. And it is 13-7 Tulsa going into the 8th, so still the same score. Our final score here at Hammond Field, the Cardinals 5, the Travelers 2. We'll wrap it up next on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
What if there were no bad drivers? What if everyone always followed the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. It's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safe. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with a safe driving bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with deductible rewards. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Dan. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible awards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Well, Phil, it's Clunker Car Night at Ray Winder Field Tuesday, August the 8th, and the Arkansas Traveler team, we've got them. We're the largest Clunker car dealer in the state, Wild Phil, and we're not selling them, we're giving them away. Over 9 used cars given away free. And the Arkansas Traveler team is out to prove we're the #1 Clunker car promoter in America. Be here at Ray Winder Field, Wild Phil, on Tuesday, August the 8th, and win a free Clunker car.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Travelers lose to the Cardinals by a 5-2 final score. The Travs now 4-4 on this current road trip. They'll have just 2 games left on Wednesday and Thursday. We have the BC Powder player of the game tonight. That'll be Cardinals starting pitcher Eric Haberer, with honorable mentions going to Sean Boyd and Nick Stavinoha. Haberer no-hit the Travs until the 6th inning, finishes 6 innings, gives up 1 run on 2 hits, 3 walks, and he hit a couple of batters, struck out 4, picks up his 2nd win at Double-A, and helps the Cardinals end a 6-game losing streak. You take into account how free and easy the Travs were swinging last night. Haber kept them off balance today, and he will be tonight's BC Powder player of the game. BC Powder is the official pain reliever of the Arkansas Travelers. BC gets into your system fast, and BC goes to work fast. Headaches, backaches, or muscle pain, nothing works faster than BC. Use as directed. Here are your official final totals tonight, starting with the Travs. 2 runs on 6 hits, 1 error. They've stranded 8. The Cardinals score 5 runs on 11 hits with 1 error, stranding 7. Winning pitcher, Eric Haber, goes to 2-1. Rafael Rodriguez, the losing pitcher, drops to 4-6. And Mark Worrell saves his 24th of the year. Homers hit by Gabe Johnson of the Cardinals is 3rd. And Arkansas Travelers shortstop Brandon Wood hit his 22nd. Wood now just 3 homers behind Joe Pshansky for the league lead. Time of game was 2 hours, 39 minutes, and the paid house, 6,975. Travs dropped to 16-16 since the break. Game and a half and back at Wichita, pending on the Wranglers' outcome of Tulsa tonight. Overall, Arkansas record 40-62. Cardinals now to 13-19 after ending their 6-game downer, and an overall Cardinal record of 52-48. Springfield at the moment is 4.5 games in back of Wichita. Game 4 of the series tomorrow night. as the Travs send Jose Arredondo to the hill against Blake Hawksworth. Each are a right-hand pitcher. Arredondo makes his 5th Double-A start. He's 2-0 with a 5.09 ERA. And Hawksworth will be appearing in his 6th game at Double-A with 1 win, 2 losses, and an ERA of 4.71. 7:10 first pitch tomorrow night. Airtime will be 6:50 with the ITT Technical Institute pregame show. We hope to have you on the broadcast tomorrow night right here on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE or minorleaguebaseball.com. So, for Brad Hicks back at the studios and the folks at minorleaguebaseball.com, this is Phil Elson saying thank you very much for tuning in to our broadcast tonight. Have a wonderful evening wherever you may be. That final score, the Cardinals 5 and the Travelers 2. Don't forget, it is only a game. We'll talk Traveler baseball again tomorrow night.
Today's game has been brought to you by AT&T, Coca-Cola, Allstate Insurance, ITT Technical Institute, Miller Lite, and Arkansas Federal Credit Union. You've been listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Think of us like a thinking person's voter's guide. Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE, North Little Rock.